to the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast.
All right. Guys, we back for another episode, another installment of the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast, for the week of July 19th, 2025. Is it 2025? Yes. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, D.
This is Juice.
This is Zero.
Hey, man. You all know where we're starting at. It's
Yeah,
been
you know.
We're a week behind. I'm excited.
100%.
Superman. So should we give an overall rating at the beginning, or y'all want to do it at the end?
No, let's discuss. Let's talk about let's talk about it. I said we do our favorite parts, highlights, all the stuff, and then we save our ratings for the end.
No doubt. Well,
Yeah.
man. So I guess I'll go first. I mean, initial thoughts when the movie started up, I was sitting in my seat and I was so excited, because we saw that scene in the trailer, the extended trailer. He hits the snow and Crypto comes running up, and I'm like, my first thought is like, okay, get to the next scene, because I want to know what happens after the sun, after he charges up. You know what I mean?
I've seen this already.
We've seen that trailer for a month, 2 months by then. So, but yeah, I mean, I liked it. My overall thought was I liked it initially. It had some flaws. I don't want to get into any negatives I have about the movie until we get past the positives, because there were a lot. There were a lot of positives. So, yeah. Favorite scene in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Favorite character for me? I'll just go there first. Probably Mr. Terrific.
100%, bro.
Crazy.
He's everybody's favorite character.
Yeah.
I hated the way he kind of talked, though, with that jive kind of, He reminded me of Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder with that voice. You know what I mean? 400 years. You know what I mean? I don't know.
But that's because he was doing a character. Like, really?
Yeah.
He was like doing a rep. Yeah, he was trying to be a black guy. So he was like, so you say he sounds like a caricature of a black guy.
I don't know.
Fair enough. But yeah,
What were you guys' initial thoughts sitting in the movie theater when the movie started up and he hit the snow? What were you guys thinking?
Well, okay, from the beginning, let me just say, look, when he hit the snow, I was like, oh man, here we go again with those shoulder pads, bro. I was looking at them Jones. I was like, man, like, what is happening? Why is he so like what? You want to know what happened, man? Like, who kicked this nigga ass, right? Why he stretched like this, And why he got them why he got these big red draws on?
Yeah, the draws were so distracting. The
draws were so distracting.
They were. Every time he was on screen with them draws, I was just looking at the draw. No pause. But
but I gotta say, I stand corrected. You know what I'm saying? Like, after watching the movie, man, like, shoulder pads aside, like, the dude's actually big, so it's fine. He just his outfit, but I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know I was super critical at the beginning, but like, I really, really, really like this movie. Like, and we'll talk about more later, talking about contrast and all this other stuff. But like, I really, really like this movie, and I was surprised at like how much I kind of needed that. Like, I was personally surprised. There were scenes in this movie where I was just like, damn, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like it was a super, super, like, it kind of hit home for me in a lot of ways, Like, I know I gave it a lot of heat at the beginning, man. Also, I found out, this is almost, we'll talk about this later, but like, I found out like the actor was like a huge like Star Wars nerd. So I was
I totally bought David Cornsweet as Superman. I thought he did a good job with the script that he was given. I would love to see him more. I enjoyed this Clark Kent as well. I thought he played Clark Kent not too goofy, but still kind of bubbly and bouncy. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I enjoyed him. All right, Frank, come on, man. Give us some initial thoughts on the movie, man. Wow. I know you're biding your time.
Well, I had a lot of expectations going into it, and I have to say those expectations were met and exceeded. this was the thing I was talking about before, where I love Man of Steel. I really love Henry Cavill as Superman, but Henry Cavill as Superman was not Superman. That's not how you play Superman. This is how you play Superman. This is getting Superman right. This is the character definition of Superman. Corny, yeah, corny,
naive,
yeah, a little colorful, right? Like, just wanting to do the right thing for the sake of doing the right thing. This is how you fucking do Superman right. This is it right here. That's how you do it. This is the closest that we're ever gonna fucking get to perfecting the Superman formula, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is it, right? And it's not even just about like Superman himself, right? Not only did David Corenswet do a great job as playing Superman how he's supposed to be, all the supporting cast were wonderful in their roles. Everyone,
it was almost carried by all the supporting cast. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, it was top to bottom, evenly distributed. Yep. The weight. Yeah,
from top to bottom, I felt like I called it. I'm like, I knew Rachel Brosnahan was gonna be a perfect fucking Lois, and she fucking was. I
didn't know her from Adam's Couch Cat, but she was
a great Lois. She's probably the best Lois we've ever had. Like, period.
I like her. Yeah.
Like in any kind of Superman iteration on screen. Best Lois we've ever had.
I
like her and David Corenswet's chemistry as well. I thought they
I did too.
During that conversation they had, yeah.
That's not what I wanted.
Hold on. Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen. Great fucking job. Not too, like, he wasn't too in the background, but he was just enough of a supporting character to matter where it counted for him. And I really fucking appreciated that like, they didn't overplay or underplay that character, because he is important. So he did a great fucking job as Jimmy Olsen, as also providing a little bit of comic relief. Fucking the thing that surprised me. Funny. The thing that surprised me the most was Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Holy shit! Yeah. Like, yo, like, unbelievable. I felt the hatred coming from him. Right, like I felt, and it was for the dumbest fucking reason too, right? He's like, I hate you because you exist, right? And I'm like, that's pretty much Lex's reason for hating Superman, right? Because he exists. It's so fucking dumb. He's like, I created.
It's so petty.
You think I wanted to kill you because of this conflict? No, I created this conflict just so I could have the opportunity to kill you. And I'm like, man, that's so stupid. But it's textbook Lex Luthor. Yeah, I really 100%. Fucking love that. Like, it was perfect, dude. Like, god damn it. Like, Perry White, great job.
Yeah,
fucking the Justice Gang. Like, yo, like Guy Gardner. Fucking Mr. Terrific, the standout. Mr. Terrific stole every scene that he was in. And he had the best action scene in the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, he did.
Right? Like, the one shot in the dome from Lois's perspective was so well done.
Fly, son.
That was so
crazy.
Like
that was so fly.
That was
like, he was
so
in that joint.
Cool.
He got the bowling rolled up that joint like this.
And not only that, he's throwing the ball. He's like throwing the ball. He's like throwing the balls like baseball, like the baseball. Like, he's throwing the T-spheres like baseballs. And it's like, the things he was doing.
They were just orbiting him.
It seemed very. It reminded me of like Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Remember Yondu with the whistle? The spear. Whenever he whistled, that the spear moved independently. It kind of reminded me of like that. But
it's kind of like a mix of overpower and like a a rudimentary way of doing this overpowered thing.
And I liked, and again, this is excellent writing to me, but I really enjoyed that right before he was about to like push their shit in, right? When he showed up, he's like, oh my God, and someone's like, oh my God, one of the Justice people are here, and they're like, oh, and someone's like, oh, it's just the smart one. And he's like, oh. But he's walking in like he owned the room. And then as soon as they started to attack him, dismantled everybody, did not get touched. Right? And
it's a good song.
Yeah. But like
James Gunn, man, like he really knows how to play up his music, man. Like these musical numbers on these scenes on point.
But like, go ahead, I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
No, you
go. I was gonna say, like the supporting cast was top to bottom excellent, right? The story, I felt like the story, like to kind of to what D mentioned earlier, like or I think both of y'all mentioned, but like when we saw the first scene of him getting sent into the snow, it's like you start asking these questions, right? It's like, oh my God, like who could possibly do this to him? And then when you find out it's literally another Superman. Spoilers. It's literally another Superman.
Yeah,
you're like, oh shit, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the other being that could do that, right? Like,
it did make sense. I mean, as far as cloning, like, bro, he had a portal, like. He had a portal, and this guy's got like floating T-spheres, like a hacking computer through like digital light. Like, technology, it's witchcraft at this point. Like, you can do anything.
Y'all know me, and I gotta play a little bit of devil's advocate. Okay, I think the biggest letdown of this movie for me personally, was the script, was the story. Okay, like it just wasn't very well told. It felt disjointed. It didn't flow from scene to scene. Everything they showed us in the trailer that we thought. You know how we were talking about it's going to be campy and corny, and they showed us everything. We knew from the trailers that we saw exactly what this movie was. There were very little twists and turns as far as the story. Remember that scene where him and Lois are talking and there's a monster floating in the background, and we're like, he just sitting there while this monster's ravaging the city? And he was just sitting there talking to Lois while this monster, they got it, they can handle it,
Well,
I didn't feel like Superman saved the day enough in this movie. You know what I mean? The kid at the end that held up the flag in the trailer, he didn't save that kid. Green Lantern saved him. Remember, he's praying for Superman.
Well, because he had to deal with the fucking black hole.
I wanted
to. Like, that's
Superman
more important.
The world is being torn asunder.
And also
how does Mr. Terrific have a better action scene and Superman have the best action scene in Superman's movie than Superman?
Well, this is what James
Gunn
does.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
No, this is what James Gunn does, dude. He takes characters that nobody gives a shit about, and he makes them
not
awesome.
In a Superman movie. These are events. We all know that Spider-Man, Superman, Batman movies are events, man. Superman should have been featured.
You got an event though. Like
that fight at the beginning of the movie where he lost to the clone. We should have seen that fight, because did it make sense that he lost that badly? He's a clone of Superman. I mean, anything that he can dish out, anything that the clone, the Hammer of Baravia, I'm sorry, is his name in the movie. Anything that the Hammer can dish out, Superman can take, and he can dish out. Like, how does he have a punctured lung and broken ribs?
Go ahead.
No, please. You wanted to talk. Go ahead.
It's because like it was explained during the scene. Like Lex Luthor, we understand Lex Luthor is a genius, right? So Lex Luthor has always been smarter than Superman, right? Especially when it comes to like the long game, stuff like that. Like Superman does rely on his strength a lot. Especially in this movie, we see he's relying on strength a lot. This isn't the science Superman, as far as we can tell. This is the I'm here to save the day. I'm flashy and I'm here to be nice, Superman. So Lex Luthor already had everything planned out. They said he's been studying this dude's moves
for years.
He was reading out plays through the entire thing.
He flowcharted Superman.
Which I didn't like.
Flowcharted Superman.
I didn't like him playing Battleship while he was doing. I'm like,
but in a way, it made sense. Like, what's stronger than Superman? Like, if it was, he already said that at the end of the movie. He did say that that clone was dense. It was not a smart
He's
clone.
Possibly even dumber than you.
So there was no way that clone, just off of strength alone, was going to beat Superman or his intelligence.
So
right? He had to have the combination. He piloted this clone like a mech, right? He had this whole control team sorting this thing out. He taught these moves and it did those things, and it predicted Superman's moves. Like, that's how he beat him, right? He yelled it at the end of the movie, "Brains over brawn," and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
mental capacity, his Kryptonian capacity for on his mental side his reaction time should be quicker than Lex's. So how is Lex inputting information into the clone to react to what Superman's doing fast enough that Superman can react to what You know what I mean? Like it seems like there's a delay.
It's a Superman.
Remember in Captain America, Civil War, and I know Juice is gonna say, "Yo, every movie has to be action." It doesn't. Not every movie, right? But you remember how Tony analyzed Captain America's fight pattern, and okay, now let's kick his ass. You know, Lex doesn't have any technology like that. You know, that can like analyze like his helmet or whatever. I guess the helmet came off. Who
said he didn't?
I just don't
how much of that suit was automated? How much of this was like electrical impulses within the suit? Right?
I don't understand how Superman got beat that badly. He was beat down.
He was beat by his clone.
He was beaten by another Superman that was being controlled by Lex Luthor, who has studied him for years.
But it makes sense. It makes sense.
Not just beat. He was.
It makes perfect sense.
Look, this suspend your disbelief. This suspend your disbelief. Like, remember, it's also a flying man from an alien planet.
Oh, I was about to say,
we have to let some things go. Not every single increment is going to be convincing.
Superman movie where there's aliens fighting in the background and wrists being ripped in the ground. You can't let everything. There's pocket universes. You can't let everything go. I mean,
we have to. It's a comic book movie.
Of all the things,
but certain things still have to make sense. Superman was
that made sense.
Injured.
Of all of that, this makes the most sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it's logical.
He was that beat up. I was
because it was another Superman. It was like the combination of Superman's strength and powers with Lex's mind.
Mm-hmm. So he should have been able to maybe outwit Superman, but Superman should have been that injured. He was fucked up.
Because it was another Superman. also consider an intention in the fight, right? An intention in the fight. An intention in a fight that kind of defines a lot of things. We're already knowing Superman is a softie in this movie, right? Yeah. He's not fighting to kill.
I thought he was gonna cry.
When he was fighting that giant, and I gotta say, this is one of my favorite parts of the movie, and like, this is one of the things that gave me the most hope about this Superman and made me feel like, made me feel good about this movie was, you got this high powered, like super overpowered dude who can do anything, and he's fighting to save people, and yet he's also wants to reduce the harm to who he's fighting.
He's showing compassion.
He's compassion. This guy is goddamn Jesus with superpowers. I mean, other different superpowers, right? This is Jesus with the Kryptonian superpowers. Like, he's out here, like, when they were fighting a giant monster, and he's like, I've been trying to figure out a way to get him out of here. Maybe we get him to like a space refuge or something. And
Mr. Terrific's like, come on, man, go for the eyes.
Wait. And you said when they were fighting the giant monster, Superman didn't fight him. You know what I mean?
He did fight him. He powerbombed this nigga from the sky.
He punched him a couple times, but he didn't defeat the monster. You know what I mean?
He stopped the monster from. And that's
Superman was.
That's the point I'm making, D. That's the point I'm making, which is like, all right, Superman's intention is not to dismantle the same way Lex Luthor's intention through this clone was. This clone was fighting to kill. Luthor's fighting to kill. He's fighting to finish this guy.
Superman's fighting to save.
He's fighting to stop the destruction.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting to limit the situation. So it's different intentions of fighting.
We mentioned the scene where he was conversating with Lois at the beginning as Clark, which I liked his Clark Kent. I didn't think they showed him as Clark Kent enough, but Lois is like, did you go to the head of state and ask that? And his final point was, people were going to die. And I'm like, I'm on your side. Yeah, Lois, people were going to die. We don't have time for all this bureaucracy and politics. People were going to die. So, Superman is more human than a lot of human beings. His humanity shines through.
I liked, and I have another follow up to that, but I liked that conversation too, because that showed essentially like, this is doing the right thing versus doing the politically correct thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
doing the right thing regardless of the consequences. We'll figure that out later. I'm going to do the right thing first.
Now, him being Superman, he's kind of got like, I don't like, it's not, consequences don't really apply to me on this planet, but he was still willing to turn himself in, right? Mm-hmm. He was still willing to follow the rules, even though he doesn't need to. And that right there is the mark of a good person, but of Superman, right? Himself, right? Like,
he doesn't put himself over everybody. Exactly. Because he's powerful, he doesn't think of himself as the exception,
as superior, right? Like he doesn't think of himself that way. So like that, I felt that I really enjoyed that conversation, and I thought the conversation that they had later when the imp was attacking outside was funny because Lois was kind of looking nervously outside. She's like, "You seeing this?" And he's like, "I just want some coffee." Like the Justice Gang got it. They got it. It's just an interdimensional imp. They got it. Like, you see them like going to town on the imp in the background.
They were popping that door with a bat.
In hindsight,
you see the spheres like all around.
I have to play devil's advocate, and in hindsight, okay, it would have been cool to see, he's sitting there, they're fighting the monster, she's concerned, they're struggling a little bit, and now it's Superman's movie, let him be featured, he goes out there, takes care of the problem real quick, comes back and continues the conversation with her. That would have been better to me than him just sitting on standby, not doing anything while this monster is floating around. Who knows how many people died while they were floating around out there? You know what I mean?
No people died.
Exactly what they showed us in the trailer is what we thought this movie was going to be. And I knew it from the very beginning. Like after the scene with the robots and all that, and he charged up with the sun. Remember,
people died.
Remember, Crypto was nipping at his heels. He stopped. Crypto stopped. I knew exactly. I said, "Yep, this is just like going to be in the trailer." We knew it was going to be campy. We knew it. And right at the beginning, after that scene when Crypto was nipping at him, I said, "Yep, this is the way this movie is going." So I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it because there's room for this type of Superman movie, and not everything has to be dark like Zack Snyder. And that's been explored. The God Superman, we've explored that. So I like this. I just wish if you're gonna go All-Star Superman, go all the way All-Star Superman. Like make Ultraman Bizarro. Make like Jimmy Olsen was featured. James Gunn said he was inspired by All-Star Superman to make this movie. And I thought the robots were definitely underutilized. They were fun. I liked them. Like I didn't think they were featured enough in the movie. Like maybe
they didn't have a major role to play, did they?
Maybe at the end they show up to kind of damage control or something. They should have featured the robots a little bit more. Well, I know they were destroyed at that point because the girl, she was cool too. I liked her powers.
So can we go back for a second?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you like zipping through.
I know.
No, I was just gonna. Can we go back for a second and talk about, so we talking about that conversation that about the interdimensional imp being outside and Lois. So y'all remember what happened right before that, right? The big twist in the movie. Like, how did y'all feel about that? How did y'all feel about that? Because I thought the twist when
the message
with the message.
Oh, man.
With the message, right? With them saying like, rule over these people, rule over these people, end as many lives as you need to, and take as many wives as you need to, so that our Kryptonian bloodline can continue. And that is a gigantic
pivot.
Yeah, on the Superman mythology, right? Like huge, right? Because it's always been about that, when Jor-El and Kara Zor-El sent Superman to Earth, that it was always to protect and always say like you are stronger than them, and you are stronger than them, but they are people, they are wonderful, and they have unlimited potential, and you need to be their protector, and you must protect them, and because you can. And that's always been like the general message. But this is like, holy fuck, like turning on, like we're talking about 100 years almost of like history with this character, and they just flopped it. They just turned it upside down and said like, yo, we want you to like kill them all and rule over them all, and you gotta fuck as many women as you can to keep this bloodline moving.
Yeah.
Right? We need more Kryptonians out there. Right? It reminds me of Viltrum, of the Viltrumites, right? And Invincible. This reminds me of that. That's their whole deal, right? To conquer everyone and everything because they can. But it's like, and it's kind of funny to me because they were wearing white, like the Viltrum colors, right? The white and the gray, but like
this could be where he got it from.
It could be, but like it to me, I thought that was a massive like a storytelling element where they really could have like kind of played with that a little more. I think it's like my only real tiny nitpick, but it in essence it's a large nitpick that I have. But what did y'all think of it? Like, because I felt like the message was there, and it wasn't that impactful for the movie, because Superman kind of just like, oh damn, oh well, I'll still be Superman, you know, right? And like everybody knew he was gonna be. So anyway,
for me, like I definitely it definitely was that. I feel like a lot of the same, like that kind of really does. Like I'm not a huge Superman like, you know,
lore
follower. Like I don't really read the comics or anything like that. I might watch like you know, like HBO Max is like shows and movies. I watch like most of the animated movies or seen the animated shows, but outside of that, like yeah, like we understand that like they had noble intentions when they sent them. They were kind of done with the way Krypton had done things, and they wanted him to go and kind of show that there's another way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like and through his power, like there's another way to do this. But at the same time, like for the larger message of what I think James Gunn, because I think this is about James Gunn's message he was trying to put out through this whole movie.
Mm.
And I think it's a rejection of cynicism, man. Like I feel like James Gunn's position that he kind of made clear was that like do good things because it's good.
And because of who you are.
Because it's both of those things, right? And I think those are two different things. But do good things because it helps people. And it's better to do it because of who you are, right? Like, don't do good things because somebody tells you to do them. Mm-hmm. Do good things because you want to do them. And that is better than to have somebody tell you to do it. And I think that was kind of what the message he was pushing. And when it came to, like, you mentioned earlier, D, about the whole situation in Jaipur where the kid was helped to fight and he was trying to help. He was hoping for Superman to come and save them. And Superman wasn't there. But at the same time, what changed through this whole movie, remember Green Lantern and the Justice Gang, which I love that name. The Justice Gang.
Gang in the comic?
They didn't want to.
It was just a society.
Yeah. The Justice Gang.
The
Justice Gang didn't want to go because they were like, we don't want to mess. We don't want to get into this conflict. He was like, the Green Lantern oath makes me like, whatever. Like, he was like, we don't want to get messed up in this whole political spiel. Like, it's a mess. We don't want to get messed up because we might be misinterpreted, right?
Yeah.
And by the end of it, what Superman's position was by going in and having the position was, no, people are going to die. I need to stop this. I need to do this good thing because it's a good thing to do and it will help people. Mm-hmm. That position is infectious. It is inspiring, and he inspired them by putting himself out there on the line.
Despite how they felt about it.
And despite the media, despite everybody turning their back on him, that he still did the right thing. That is what inspired them to be like, hey, all right, this is wrong. And no, we don't really believe that these guys are doing for good reasons. And no, we don't really think, like, it's clear that this isn't the right thing to let this just happen. So we will step in. Mm-hmm. And, like, I feel like that was James Gunn's whole message. So, like, by separating or by, like, I guess jettisoning the whole idea that, like, Superman's parents were, like, good. And I don't know if they're bad even, but, like, that they were, like, had good intentions for humanity. Like, it's reasonable to make that larger point, and I'll allow it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll allow it for the larger point of Superman is good because it's good to be good.
Because he's good. Yeah,
he's good. Like, and it was redundant. It's kind of like a cyclical reasoning, but like it's good to be good because good things are good for everybody.
Yeah,
right.
And his humanity, and he showed that at the beginning with that conversation with Lois. His final people were going to die. All
people
that
were going to die.
You're right. I didn't check with that. He damn near tortured a country leader, held him up against a cactus. You know what I mean? He had small needles though, so it wasn't that bad.
Little needles.
But he
was
right. Like, people were going to die. And I thought that Lois not seeing that in the moment, even though I loved her as Lois, I thought she did was way better than the Man of Steel Lois. What was that? I forget the actress's name, but it was way better. I mean, you know, at least she had something to do in this movie. But yeah, I mean, the thing about the message, I didn't mind it. You know, I thought it was a nice twist. I thought maybe Lex had, you know, kind of
doctored the message
a little bit, right? Like, and that girl he had was cool. Yeah, that girl. I forget the other, but I'm like, Lex, why don't you have a whole army of them? If you created her.
Well, so the thing about the engineer is that the engineer is a character from another DC superpowered team called the Authority. And the Authority.
Okay. I never read that. I've heard about it.
The Authority is awesome. It's an awesome book.
I heard it was good.
It's a little older now, but like it's awesome book. It's like but the thing is, it has its own Superman, right? That's Apollo. It has its own Batman. It's a Midnighter. It has its own Green Lantern, which is the engineer in a way. But like it's got like its own like Justice League like feel to it, but it's probably a discussion we're gonna have right after this, I assume. But it's like these superheroes are like mad powerful and flawed, and they do some depraved, violent shit to dispatch their enemies, right? But they work for the government. They work for the government, and it's like it's some real fucked up shit that they do, but they're effective, you know, and they're a team, and so I think somewhere in the past, James Gunn had mentioned that he was very interested in doing an Authority movie of some kind. He seems to do really well with these like multiple character team based movies. So,
dude, if y'all still haven't seen Creature Commandos, oh my god, like
I've seen some of Creature Commandos. It's really good.
It's so good. I love Creature Commandos so
really
much.
Good. You know, so
James Gunn directed Suicide Squad, right?
The Suicide Squad.
And I hated the Suicide Squad was not the one with Will Smith.
No.
Okay, I didn't like that one. You know, I didn't like that one.
I enjoyed that one. I thought that one was really funny.
Crazy and I mean, it was disjointed, hard to follow the story. For me, the biggest letdown of this movie was the script. I mean, you know, when Superman is outshined in his own movie, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. You know what I mean? I think James Gunn dropping us right into the middle of the story. Now we all know we don't need another Superman origin story, just like Batman, just like Spider-Man. We know, but I think we should have, because there were just too many kind of what the hell moments, like when Lex opens up the pocket universe. I'm half expecting Darkseid or somebody, like, is he working with someone? How does he have access to this technology? You know, how does he know Superman as well? You know,
but they explained it though. All it took was like a few sentences, and there's an old trope in movies: show, don't tell. So explaining it, you do need to explain it. You need some lines of dialogue to say, hey, this thing happened. This is why we can do this, you know. But you have to show me as well, you know. And I just thought they kind of let us down a little bit with the story, just dropping us right into there, you know.
I was going to say, I disagree with you on 2 points that you had. I don't think Superman was outshone by anyone in this movie.
100% he was. He didn't have the best action scene in the movie.
So?
He had a great action
I'm sorry,
scene.
if you have a movie titled after yourself and you don't have the best scene in said movie, to me, that's a letdown of storytelling.
You're talking about Mr. Terrific scene, right? Mr. Terrific scene.
Yes.
That scene was like 30 seconds.
It doesn't matter. It was the best action scene in the movie. Now,
I know completely different abilities.
I know it was the best action scene in the movie.
I know you, Juice. You're going to say, Derek, you like, you know, and not everything has to be Civil War. Now, I get it. Have you ever seen Brightburn?
Yeah.
You seen Brightburn? Yeah. The movie had no action in it. It was a great story. Great story. All right?
Wait,
like,
maybe I didn't.
Drama. It made you care. It made you feel. Right?
To basically, kids. It's a horror take on Kid Superman.
Basically a horror take. No
I saw that. I hated that movie.
What? You hated Brightburn?
You thought it was good?
To me, Superman Returns.
That shit was disgusting.
Superman Returns had very little action in it, right? But Superman Returns was a better told Superman story to me than this Superman movie was. You know, I mean, Superman comes back to Earth. It might be his son. Lois has moved on. She's married. Spoilers for Superman Returns. Her husband is cool. He's a good man.
Superman Returns is almost 20 years old, man.
He's a good man, right? And most importantly, you see Superman saving the day. You know what I mean? Superman
he did save the day
in this movie.
Yes. Who else?
When name one time when Superman saved the day by himself? He got beat up by Ultraman.
You just added that qualifiers by himself.
He got beat up by Ultraman, went to the Fortress of Solitude, came back, got his ass kicked again, and Ultraman flew off.
Yeah.
Like Superman never saved the day. Even at the end of the movie, Krypto saved him from the rift.
Wait,
he didn't actually get out.
Wait.
This is what I wanted. He
beat Ultraman.
Full stop. Okay, you're completely removing all of the Superman things that he did in the midst of anything that was going on. Saving children. He saved that one child from the trailer. Saving a squirrel. Saving a squirrel. Saving a squirrel,
but he didn't save the kid holding the flag in the trailer.
He set the fucking Justice Gang. He did save them by extension.
Because he's the reason they went there to save everybody.
He sent them.
Yes.
His inspiration, yes.
He's a team. He actually called it, didn't he?
No, he told them to go.
This is what I wanted.
But they went.
Me personally, I wanted him to, at the end of the movie, everything's going down. The rift, the kid, the people, the country's attacking. I wanted Superman to go around, save everyone, do some amazing stuff. Go save everybody. The squirrel, the kid, the people, the countries, close the rift, with the Justice Gang's assistance, but Superman is the main guy. He's the one. And he proves his humanity.
Why though?
He proves his humanity in that point. All these politics and everything else going on.
That has nothing to do with his humanity.
What do you mean?
His humanity is needing the people to help him. His humanity is the team. My bad. Sorry.
Just to me personally, I thought there was too much assistance required. He's Superman. I want you to be the one to go around and say today, prove your humanity. Show humans that you're more human than they are.
Can I ask you
doing the things they could never do?
Can I ask you
Superman?
Can I ask you by that logic, why does Superman need the Justice League? Can you answer that question? It's not a rhetorical question. Can you answer that question? Why does Superman need the Justice League?
The Justice League could be there in a support kind of role in Superman, but to have
they're not supporting anyone.
To have a featured role in a rebooted, brand new Superman universe, DC.
What's wrong with that? Everybody deserves the chance. They're all heroes for their own reasons. By who? By Mr. Terrific? Just because he had the best action scene?
Even Krypto kind of.
No, Krypto didn't outshine Superman. Krypto just had a lot of screen time. There's a difference.
Oh no,
he absolutely did not outshine Superman.
I just thought and I brought up Superman Returns to say, remember at the end he's flying around, he's saving people from the explosions. He goes to the island, he lifts the island out of there, gets rid of it. He saved the day, I didn't think Superman saved the day enough. I wanted him to prove his point to Lois that he made at the beginning of the movie. People were going to die.
He says nobody died.
Because
except for the guy what's his name shot? Luthor shot.
Yeah.
That's
the only thing that died.
That was a brutal scene, though. I like this Lex Luthor better than Jesse Eisenberg,
but not as much as
Kevin Spacey.
He saved the baby. He saved
that green baby. That green little
weird baby.
That green bean baby. He saved the green bean baby. What else could he have done?
I think there's room for this type of Superman. Not everything has to be doom and gloom and action-packed like Man of Steel. Man of Steel, he's fighting Zod, and you're overwhelmed at that point. You're like, dude, I need out of the action and tell me some story beats for a second because I'm getting boom, boom, boom. People are dying. So I like this movie. I just wish he was a little more featured in this movie. And I thought they missed a chance with the robot, man. The robot should have came.
Oh no, man. Okay.
All right, they did, man.
He had the most screen time.
They give me a time where Superman. Give me one time where Superman saved the day on his own. Even in the prison,
why
he didn't get out on his own.
The monster.
Superman and a Superman.
Okay, he did stop the monster. They killed the monster. But he stopped the monster a number of times.
He stopped the monster.
The kaiju.
Yes, he flew
he didn't
up.
Deliver the knockout blow.
He flew up into the Yes, he did. He flew up into the atmosphere and then came down with both feet. knock the monster
nobody
out.
was in danger. You notice people's behavior around that kaiju. Niggas was chilling. Nobody was in danger.
Like, shit. James Gunn.
He had that shit down pat. They knew he had it. That's the confidence he instilled in them. Like he had it. They like Terrific just came in and killed it, right? But that doesn't mean that he didn't have it handled.
If they had that much confidence in him, how did they turn on him as soon as Luthor dropped that message?
That
and not
has
give him
nothing
any of
to
the benefit
do
of the
heroes.
Whether or not he made the situation safe.
The
with
heroes.
that
The public
monster.
turned on him instantly.
That's different.
But they had confidence in him not to run from a kaiju monster.
That is
you know what I mean?
that is the power of public perception. That is the power of public perception, and also
that part is true.
The heroes did not turn on him immediately, right? Even Guy Gardner, he was civil enough to at least ask questions. Of all people, that asshole was enough to shut everybody out of the bank. And he's like, "Yo, is any of that true? Because if it is, I need to stop you right here, right now." And even when Superman like walked up to him and almost like just puffed his chest out at him, and he's like, "Make a move, Big Blue." He's like, "I dare you, make a move, Big Blue. I'm gonna take your ass out. I'm gonna take your ass out." And Superman,
so funny.
But in that moment, public perception, that was something Superman could not control. What he could control were the heroes that were there, looking at the message at the same time and coming to him and actually talking to him, because they knew he's a good person. They knew that there's got to be something wrong, right? That's where there were all the questions of, was this message doctored, And Mr. Terrific's like, no, it wasn't. Like, I know these people. It was not doctored. This is it was a real message.
Also, you want to talk about like a stretch for imagination for me? For me, everybody turning on him on a dime was almost as unbelievable as a kaiju walking through the city. Like for me, that was on the same level of like, this is, I have
especially
to
that little
allow
girl.
the ridiculously to exist for the movie to proceed. You have to suspend your disbelief, because he's been saving their asses for at least 3 years at that point.
Right.
And they were so comfortable that they were chilling while kaiju was stomping around breathing fire. And then they get a text message, and a moment later they're like, "You want to impregnate our women?"
That little girl though, that little girl was just like, he just saved her. He just saved her.
She was like,
right?
"Oh."
She picked the right.
I don't
She
was
like clutching her pearls, like, "Superman, no."
For me, that was unbelievable. Like that was stretching my belief, right? So the movie's got to move along, right? They had to go to the next scene. They had shit to take care of. I don't know.
It was completely just like, I'm like, guys, come on.
Like it was it was a broadcast, and it had like a scroll at the bottom. It wasn't even a full segment.
Yeah. It
was like a scroll bottom, like Superman bad now. Niggas like, what? You're bad now.
Like, I'm convinced.
Oh shit. Niggas was like, I can't believe it. Oh, I guess it's true. The bar said it.
Say, that nigga Superman.
It's always hated that.
That does happen in our real world, though, right? Like, you'll see a scroll on TikTok or Instagram, and it might influence your opinion, because we don't know these people anyway. If we see something about Jeffrey Epstein and Trump, which we'll cover a little later, we tend to believe what we read because we don't know these people. We don't know what to believe about them because we don't know them.
It's different though, because Jeffrey Epstein and Trump weren't good guys doing good things for goodness sake.
I feel like 3 years
They're
of
rich niggas doing selfish shit for selfishness sake. It's very different, right?
3 years of saving people from catastrophes should buy you some benefit of the doubt. Let me hear his side of the story first before you know what I mean? Logic, there is a place for logic in suspension of disbelief, though. You know what I mean? We have to suspend our disbelief.
And I mean, I was just gonna say real quick, like the fact that like Superman you know, like the people, like again, public perception, but the people needed to understand, like, especially like that one dude. You saw it in the trailer too, but that one dude that threw a fucking like soda can at Superman. I'm like,
yeah, like what the fuck was
so
that?
I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Bro?
I'm like, Superman will fold you like a piece of paper.
I would have plucked him just because he did
Like,
that.
He will fold you.
Whoa, I hope somebody beat his ass in the crowd. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, just like, yo,
You're trying to get us all killed.
run away.
Some fucking soda can at the back of his head. It's like,
You
dude,
just throwing
I'm
soda
saying-
cans at the guys. No,
like,
don't even
but,
get us all smited. We're all gonna be smitten fucking with you, man. What's wrong with
But
you?
like, my point initially though is like, yo, the fact that like they needed to understand, like, yo, they need to understand that like his power, he has powers. His power level is like just beyond any man on this planet. Like there is no fucking way. Like this dude is literally swinging tanks and heat vision and freeze breath and like, you know, punching holes through like solid buildings, just like boom, flying through buildings, and he can fly. Like, look, everybody, let's just take a moment, right? Let's just take a moment. Like Superman's bad, be like, oh shit, we are fucked, right?
Yeah,
and
that's
not
the
be
problem.
like, I'm so angry. I'm gonna throw shit at you,
Yeah,
Superman.
right. Like
Oh,
the
fuck you.
reaction,
I would
the
have been
reaction
like,
of like F
I
you
would've just
now
been like-
is like also
I would've-
unbelievable.
I would have just been like, mouth shut, because like I'm thinking like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do now? What can we do?
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, let's just take a moment. Let's just not react like so. Let's not have such. Yeah, let's not just jump to any conclusions.
Yeah.
Right? Why don't you be like the other heroes and ask questions first? Because the fact that he could fucking he could fucking destroy this planet. He could punch a hole through this planet if he wanted to. But the fact that he has
Like, would you throw a soda can at the Rock if he was like nearby? Like, I wouldn't.
No.
But this nigga threw that shit at Superman.
It's just like he's talking like he put some heat on that, right? Like he put some heat on that. And I'm
he
like,
did put some heat on that. He drew back. He dropped it.
He put some heat on that.
Too, bro. He did. He put
did
spin
the
on
overhand.
that.
He's like, Superman.
He did, bro.
He's like, Superman, get fucked.
I wish he'd
And I'm
have
like,
looked at that nigga too. Like,
if he looked back, like he looked at the Flash in Snyder Cut or in
Oh,
Justice
yeah.
League, if he looked back at that dude, I'd be like, oh my god,
man,
like
that's still one of the
this
hardest things
man.
ever, though.
I'm like, this man just doomed the planet.
The
That's what he
problem.
did.
The problem I had with the public turning on him, it's to me, it's already been done better in Man of Steel. I thought it had. Remember the whole courtroom scene where he planted the bomb in the chair and it blew up. I thought that was like it was more of a dramatic moment. Now I know this wasn't a dramatic movie, but when I say drama, I mean it makes you feel something. You feel sad, you feel mad, you feel happy, you feel glad. You know that kind of. I need to feel something in that moment, and I didn't feel the public turning on him the way I felt it being done in Man of Steel. You know what I mean? Like that scene where he blows up the courtroom, and it's just like, oh shit.
I mean,
you
Batman
know,
v Superman.
He's trying to do the right thing, and it still blew up in his face, literally. You know, and even in that moment, you know, Henry Cavill's face, he knows it. You know, like it's all going downhill, and I didn't think they let even the public turning on him simmer enough because. I'm sorry, the underwear is so distracting, man. It's like, oh God,
them just really are.
They really are.
But it's fine.
Some old superhero tropes need to go like a cape. Is a cape a hindrance nowadays?
No, capes are awesome. Everybody calm down, okay?
Nobody has
Capes
a cooler cape than Batman, the way it envelops, but it feels like a cape would just be a hindrance. Like Ultraman could just grab that shit and throw him.
A cape is a stow of confidence, okay?
This cape is also a symbol.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about every cape. Like, does Batman really need... I guess Batman does to kind of float to the ground a little bit, but superheroes don't really need capes anymore. Or drawers. Or drawers on the outside. They don't need that either. You know? But yeah, I just felt like... and I should have known he was Ultraman because when they walked up to the Fortress of Solitude, remember he told the engineer, come on back, don't worry about it. We'll figure that out later. Yeah. And he walks to the Fortress of Solitude and it just opened. And I was sitting there like, what the hell?
When he asked,
that was dope.
And then when he asked the question, like, you know, how did they get in? They need my DNA. And that should have been like another, you know.
But you know what's crazy? That nobody put it together.
Nobody put it together.
I didn't. I didn't. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck?
I guess beforehand they didn't say beforehand that it was his DNA. That's how he got in.
No,
if
he asked the question.
That was later.
It was later, but it wasn't that much later. That
it was later enough to where, yeah, I don't know.
I'll go back to it again. I think the Fortress of Solitude, that setting, and the robots were underutilized. Maybe if Lois and Clark had that conversation, I guess it wouldn't be Clark, it'd be Superman. But they should have been in the Fortress of Solitude. That was the most interesting kind of setting to me. I was more interested in the Pocket universe. I don't know. I like use the
Pocket universe.
That was
wild.
Cool, I love
black hole in the background.
So, I have a question. At the beginning, the robot said, "We don't feel emotion. We would not appreciate it." When Superman said, "Thank you," right? Mm-hmm. And they showed this in the trailer. And then he looks at it and says, "Hey, this is the new robot." She says, "Hi." He says, "Hi." She's like, "Oh, he winked at me or blinked." So, do they feel emotion? Because she felt happy in that moment that he looked at her. You know what I mean?
That was just James Gunn.
We should have known. I should have known personally that the writing was going to be muddled in that scene. I should have caught it.
What do you mean muddled? I think that was the joke. Like, I think yes, they do have emotion. No, they do have emotion. Those robots are AI. They do. Oh, I don't know if they're AI, but whatever. Their AI has an emotional component to it. Okay, it does. But their play, the play is that they're robots, so they don't. That's what makes it funny when they show emotion, right? That's what makes it that's what makes the comedic thing click, because it's like, oh, we're just robots, we don't have emotion. Oh, that's so beautiful, right? Like you're saying, like, we're watching this dog, but really we don't give a fuck about him. Like the whole thing, like that's the joke,
I like that whole setting, and maybe
GI robot.
I've watched All Star Superman, which is why I like the Fortress. Like, show me some more. Like, does he have the Sun Eater in there? Like. That's what I said. This movie,
the miniature
All Star Superman, go all the way All Star Superman. Like, have the other Kryptonians show up. Have go to Bizarro's world. Have Samson and the other guys show up. Like, I've never read the comics, but the movie was awesome, and I know they skipped some of the issues of the comics in the movie. The animated movie.
The comic is still probably the best Superman story ever told. Like, it's just. Awesome.
I love the movie. I thought the movie was great, man. Even the way it ended, you're like, oh man, like, I'm not gonna spoil it here, but go all the way All Star Superman. Like,
I mean, it's just, but this isn't All Star Superman, so like, why do that?
That would show.
You can see heavy influences of All Star Superman in this, though.
I mean, All Star Superman was also All Star Superman was Superman at his like peak, absolute peak, right? Like the most powerful he's ever gonna get, and he's actually still evolving. At this point, right?
I guess if you're trying to start the DCU,
this Superman seems young.
You can't go All Star Superman because of the way All Star Superman ended. You know what I mean? You can't like you're trying to. Yeah, you have to have some kind of.
You want some more. You want some kind of relatability there, right? Like, so power him down a bit, right? Don't make him fucking a literal yellow sun himself, right? That's not a spoiler. It's just kind of the idea, But like. Don't make him like that, that level, not yet, right? But it's like, just let's still have a decent understanding of the character of Superman, and show us that you did your homework with the character study of Superman. Make it your own a little bit, but at the same time, make him relatable. Make it so that even though he has all the powers and he is not a human being, that we can relate to him somehow. Which is why I think like. Kind of going back to who could possibly make him bleed is another Superman. Who could possibly make him fail? Like, it would be Lex Luthor, and with the help of another Superman, right? Like, it's like there's a lot of those elements that were in there that were nuanced, but led to bigger things within the movie, within the context of the movie, that I feel like were played really well and correctly, where it made you feel for Superman. Now, again, with the other heroes, them playing a part, it just kind of like added to the whole, like, we can't do all of it by ourselves. No one can, right? Not even Superman can, right? Like,
I feel like Superman should be able to, though. You know what I mean?
He should be able to, but would that make him human? Would that make him like, one of us? Would that make him like worthy of being our hero? Our icon, what it means to be a hero? No, he needs help too. We all do. So it's like I felt like that was played really nicely.
I feel like
that played really well in this movie.
What makes him super is with Superman is the fact that he's super. He can handle things.
Yeah, but like
all of these other heroes are superheroes.
Remember, every main character,
he has heat vision. He has, you know what I mean? Like he can.
Every main character is the main character, and every time they need help from their team, makes the story better. Right? It's every time. Like when Batman needs help from Robin or Nightwing, it makes the story better. Like when
he's not Superman. That's why Superman.
So what? Doesn't matter. It could literally be the fucking Hercules. Like it could literally be a guy. So when they have their team come back them up. When goddamn the Green Ranger needed his team to come back his ass up, it makes the stories better. It does every time, because we understand that like being the hero is about being about other people. It's like if you're just solo all the time,
and about saving the day.
It's about knowing.
And as long as you do that, then it's all good. It doesn't matter if you do it by yourself. Nobody cares if he doesn't. Nobody in Metropolis is like, man, I'm so glad he stopped that rift, but it would have been better if he didn't have no help. Nobody in Metropolis is thinking that.
Nobody in Metropolis is thinking that, but a lot of people sitting in the movie theaters are thinking that, watching this movie. I mean, if you ask me,
I mean, maybe. I'm sure there's some.
Why is Superman struggling at the end of this movie? Like, why isn't?
Because it's a contentious scene. If it was easy, it wouldn't be interesting, would it?
I thought the scene with him talking to Lois should have came back at the end of the movie. So at the end of the movie, I know I'm jumping all over the place. Crypto comes in, he fucks up Lex Luthor, which was funny as shit, by the way. He was holding him upside down, his fucking legs. That shit was funny. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was funny.
Against the desk.
Yeah, motherfucker up against the desk and shit. I was like,
that shit was hilarious, man. I felt bad for liking that, but at the same time, fuck Lex Luthor.
You're gonna kill him, you know? And like Superman has this whole speech. I cry, I laugh, I feel, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of didn't buy the speech because it's like it goes back to that old trope of like show don't tell. I wanted Superman to come through and prove himself right to Lois in that moment, prove his humanity, and prove the fact that he is Superman. He is the strongest hero that we have. He's stronger than Green Lantern. He's stronger than Hawk Girl. He's stronger than Mr. Terrific.
Hypothetically,
he can do things that they can't do. Right? Come through, save the day, prove your humanity to humanity.
Remember, he had to get saved.
Why are other people being featured in your movie? You know what I mean?
If he didn't have a team, there would be no happy ending.
Why you're Superman? You know what I mean?
No, dude. No, you're wilding, man. Like he had to be saved in this movie by two humans. He got saved.
And Crypto.
And the dog. Metamorpho. Yeah, he got saved.
He got saved.
They saved him.
In his own movie.
So if he didn't have his team saving him, everything would be fucked. Right?
There would be no movie.
According to James Gunn, yeah, everything would be fucked because he's not as super as we all thought.
Because he needs his team. Like he doesn't. It's not even that he needs him. He probably could have done it all himself, maybe, but it didn't have to happen. So there's no need to make it work like that. Let the team work. Let the team do the thing. Like, do we think he couldn't have saved? Well, arguably, no. He probably had no idea what the fuck to do with that dimensional rift.
Nah.
Like he had no idea what the fuck was going on there. If that other guy with the big mustache wasn't going to step up and fix it, then what's he going to do? Push the fucking halves of the earth back together? I don't think that's going to work, Soups.
Right? Let Mr. Terrific figure out how to close the rift. He's the tech guy, right? Which he did.
So he did. Therefore, the help.
Superman goes around and proves his humanity by saving the humans who are begging for his help. You know what I mean? He didn't. Green Lantern saved that kid with the flag.
Because he sent them.
Who did Superman save at the end of the movie? Who did he save?
Metropolis.
Everyone.
No, Mr. Terrific did. He closed the rift. Mr. Terrific closed the rift, not Superman.
How would he go? How was Mr. Terrific going to get there?
Bruh, come on. Come on, man.
How did Mr. Terrific get there?
To me, I thought they didn't feature Superman enough in the saving the day.
If Mr. Terrific showed up to where Lex Luthor was with that rift machine and Ultraman was there, how was he going to stop the rift?
That's why Mr. Terrific was there to stop the rift. But
no, my question was, if Mr. Terrific showed up to where Luthor was, and Ultraman was standing there, how was he going to close that rift? How was Mr. Terrific going to close the rift?
It's been a week since I've seen the movie. So, what did Superman when him and Ultraman started engaging each other?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You guys have both seen it twice.
Mm-hmm.
So when they started engaging each other, what exactly happened? Like, so Superman and him start fighting, and they fly off.
Superman and Ultraman. They call him Ultraman. Superman and Ultraman encounter each other in the tower.
Right.
Ultraman takes Superman, and they punch each other, and then they both fall into the rift as it's being formed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they're fighting.
And then
that allows Mr. Terrific that allows him to be over there to do what he needs to do.
To a degree, because he also goes to the place with. Remember, Superman goes to the Luthor's spaceship thingy, whatever the fuck that is, and his flying office. He flies into that jump. He gives a speech, and then Mr. Terrific comes in behind him, and he mushes the guy out the way. He's like mushes his ass out the way, and then he starts doing stuff and he fixes the rift.
Types in the code,
right? But like, if Superman didn't take out both the what's her name, engineer and Ultraman, if Superman didn't take out both of them, because he's the one that took out both of them, then there was no way in hell. The only person that could have stopped that rift was Luthor.
Here's an alternative, and I've thought about it, a little bit. I mean, in the last week since I've seen it, that whole scene
Therefore,
happened
he saved the day.
Just the way it happens, right? What was Crypto doing during this time? You know what I mean? Maybe he comes in, distracts Superman a little bit, while Superman, the Justice Gang is there doing damage control from the rift, right? The rift is the main threat. Now you also have this war going on. You have the kid holding up the flag, praying for Superman. Superman was his idol. We saw that kid earlier in the movie, right? Like Superman, he loves Superman. So Ultraman gets distracted by Crypto. Superman goes, saves the day with Baravia and all the other countries, comes back and takes over and deals with Ultraman.
What, you thought Crypto was going to fight Ultraman by himself?
I didn't say fight. I said distract.
Distract.
And at the end of the day,
why would he chase Crypto?
Exactly. Why would he do that? That's not his target.
Spitballing. I'm with you.
You said we have to suspend disbelief, right? So the whys kind of don't. I mean, they could have made up any reason why he would have chased. Maybe Crypto grabbed the key card, or so I don't know. You know what I mean? They could have made up a reason, right? Superman comes back and deals with Ultraman, and eventually, everything saves the day. He needed to prove his humanity in that point.
And then what would the Justice team be doing this whole time?
Damage control from the rift. There are millions and thousands of people dying from this rift being ripped.
Nobody died.
They didn't show anybody dying. You don't think those streets were filled with people?
They said nobody died.
No, they evacuated.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys have seen it twice. I mean, I'm just saying you have to assume that somebody died. I've come off the show Invincible, which I love because it shows the collateral damage of these superheroes. I guess I kind of liked it because in Man of Steel, when they were fighting in the city, it's like, why didn't you just fly them off to a desert landscape where there's nobody dying, So here they did evacuate, but you have to assume that they had some casualties, right? There's a giant rift being ripped in the earth. You know what I mean? Like, did they have time to evacuate all these people? Like, I don't know. Remember at the end of Superman Returns, he's going around saving this person, saving that person, pushing this person out the way. Maybe they could have did something like that. I felt like Superman was being saved too much in this movie. The strongest character in this movie is Metamorpho because he damn near took out Superman. He's the strongest guy in this movie.
Because kryptonite is his weakness, yeah.
He's the strongest guy in this movie. And he revitalized Superman with that sun, So if Metamorpho can take out Superman,
Anybody can?
Why do we need Superman?
No, okay.
No,
but,
what?
Okay, so,
what did Superman do in this movie? Yes, it makes sense. If Metamorpho is stronger than Superman,
is he stronger than Superman?
He's not stronger than Superman.
Not physically, but he can kill Superman. If I can turn my fist into a kryptonite ball and keep you in prison, which was stupid anyway, because Lex should have just put, if kryptonite is radioactive, right? So like, shouldn't he have put like some kind of proof barrier so they couldn't talk to each other while they were in the prison cell together? You know what I mean?
Just have his hand in the hole.
If he could have sat there with that kryptonite, he could have killed Superman, right? Theoretically, Right. Superman was looking weaker and weaker as the scene progressed.
I mean, that was the plan, right? He just wanted to, because remember, he kept them alive because, like Luthor said, he kept them alive because they wanted to question him. That's why he didn't kill him.
I'm gonna jump into semantics for a second here. So, let's say Superman was, like his parents said in this movie, right? Like, just kill them all. Let's take the amount of time that it took Metamorpho to form that kryptonite hand, right, or the kryptonite whatever. Do you really think Superman would give him that time to just like watch him just form this fucking kryptonite? It took like a whole 5-6 seconds. That's forever in Superman time, dude.
Or say he does get it formed and Superman realizes what it is.
Yep. He even said kryptonite.
What's the next move?
What do you think Superman is capable of doing? So
does he nuke him from space? Like,
the whole
laser
point,
vision?
literally in the blink of an eye, take that motherfucker and fly him into the fucking stratosphere and leave him in space to die, and then fly back down and take care of what he needs to take care of. Like,
does Superman, he drop a mountain on him?
Like, he is not.
It's literally Superman. He
is not stronger than Superman.
Okay. Yeah,
Superman
He could have killed Superman in this movie.
He could not.
Yeah, that was a very constrained scenario.
You're not understanding that maybe on some level Superman, again, being who he is, the good person that he is giving him a chance. If this was a Superman that wasn't giving people chances, this is a Superman that would have just obliterated this dude in a blink of an eye. Mm-hmm. If as soon as he sees him forming something that's green, take him out right away.
Like I said, it's been a week, so Lex takes him into the pocket dimension. How did he weaken Superman enough to beat in the cell anyway?
Superman turned himself in.
Right,
Superman
so he walked in, so he allows Metamorpho to form that kryptonite.
Because he's Superman and he's a good person and he's like trusting, and so he, so he's like, hey, what's that you got over there?
I didn't mind.
He was just sitting there. He was just sitting there chilling. He didn't know who that guy was.
Willingly sitting there, right?
I didn't mind Metamorpho.
It's literally this scene.
Yeah, I didn't mind a whole prison scene. Right, I didn't mind it.
Like Ultraman was pushing him, and he just walked him in.
I bought Superman talking Metamorpho down and like showing his compassion, to Metamorpho. But still, Metamorpho could have killed him if Metamorpho didn't decide to turn his kryptonite hand into a sun. Theoretically, for what we were shown in this movie on screen, he would have killed Superman. You know what I mean? Like that, right?
No, because yes, he would have eventually when Lex gave him the green light to, because he had a son.
That scene when Lex shot the guy was hard. That was cool.
I think
so. That guy's only crime was helping Superman out of a hole. That's the only thing he did.
No, give him a free falafel.
Damn, he blew that dude's top off. I was like, wow. That was brutal for this movie. That was brutal.
D, I think you're also underestimating. Like you keep asking the question, how many times? Like, name me one time that Superman saved the day. Superman never saved the day. He never did this. I think you're underestimating just how much Superman let slide in this movie. Like he literally let everything slide. Everything he let.
And I thought Superman was too passive in this movie. I thought he wasn't take charge enough. You know what I mean? Like, we're used to Superman figuring things out. Like, Christopher Reeve is such a stark. Christopher Reeve is such a stark kind. Like his Clark and his Superman are probably the best ones because his Clark was bumbly. Like I said, I like David Corenswet's Clark, but Christopher Reeve's Superman was very assertive, very in control and in charge. When he turned into Superman, he was the man. He figured things out. And David Corenswet, the Superman was too passive. He was I'm just going to let things happen and I'll let them handle it and they got it and I don't have to worry about it and I can just, it's like,
who's he dealing with? I don't remember.
Grab whatever situation, any situation in the movie. That's what I said. Name me one time where he actually saved the day without any assistance, without any help. in his own movie? When did he save the day without anybody?
Again, why does he need to? Why does he?
Because he's Superman and it's his movie.
He is Superman regardless.
Why is the goal? Why is it that because he reached the goal in a way that is not suitable to your sensibilities on a superhero, on this superhero? Why is that not? Yeah. Why is that not the? Why is not achieving the goal good enough? I don't understand.
I'm just used to seeing.
Yeah, why is this Superman not Superman enough? I don't understand like what the issue is like, with this Superman not being
because as I feel like you want to see like an overpowered. I feel like you want to see this overpowered fucking monster that's always on the edge and angry Superman. When that's not the fucking character at all.
He doesn't have to be that way. This Superman was fine. He was fine. He just wasn't take charge enough, and he didn't save the day.
But why? What do you mean take charge enough?
Name one other movie where Superman got saved as many times in this movie. He got saved by the robots in the beginning. He got saved by Metamorpho. He got saved by Crypto. If it wasn't for Green Lantern, those people would have died, right? So, like, how many times we got to see him get saved?
So I think
without assistance.
I think at the end of the day, you also have to understand that like making this movie was like a business, right? It's a business move. It's a marketing move to create more movies like it, right?
I don't know if he did a good job.
Come on, dude. They absolutely did a good job.
I will say, I took my 13-year-old son. I'm talking about setting up future movies. What comes next after this movie? What's next? Can we? I know what movie lineup they have, but where does this story go?
Oh my God!
I don't think it's a well-told story.
Green Lantern Corps.
Do you have anything like that says, okay, well, they set this up in movie 1. This has to be in
Mr. Terrific movie.
Yes, maybe Ultraman. Maybe Ultraman comes back as Bizarro. Maybe.
What?
Can I?
He's in a black hole.
May I continue talking? I don't think you understand that like this movie, this entire world that's been built with all these toys that you can play with in the sandbox is massive. There is a massive amount of things that you can do and create in this world.
I do like this world. I do.
Superman 2 with Lex Luthor in a power suit.
So that's it.
That's it. Going to happen.
That's it. That's probably the biggest takeaway and the biggest thing that this movie has done. Not only for itself, but for like the plans that they may have going forward. This world is fucking huge, and only doing that with Superman's core characters, and the Justice Society or the Justice Gang, if you want to call them that, but with the Justice Society as well. Like they did this origin story for these characters correctly. With creating this world with all of these toys that you can play with in this gigantic sandbox, and it's almost like the sky's the limit from here because
they literally referenced a zoo in space.
Right,
it's out there. That's out there.
Like,
that's
canon. It's just there. It's just there.
There's a zoo in space somewhere.
And not only that, but like you also have the fact that there are implications because you know the history of this character, right? Because with Superman, there's Batman, and then there's the Justice League, and then there's all the villains that follow with each member of the League, and then there's all the other DC superheroes and supervillains that are outside of the Justice League and Superman and whoever the fuck, right? Like there is so much. There are so many implications and so many questions that need to be answered because they created this world that's just big enough for them to keep going with future storylines and threads. This is the biggest takeaway. That's it, right? That's the answer to your question, right? That's the answer to your question.
And we can infer what we would like to see in the next movie, but from a storytelling standpoint of this movie, we have no idea what comes next. They reference.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows the future.
Nobody knows.
They didn't set up anything for the next part of the story.
They did.
You don't know.
What are you talking about?
Because the story was so disjointed. You jump from Baravia to a pocket universe back to Metropolis being ripped open. Next season.
All that was the same story.
It was all.
We don't know where this
all in a straight line.
Okay. You can't draw a straight line to like, okay, this is where we're going next for this. Did you guys like the post credit scenes? They didn't set up anything. Maybe Supergirl they set up.
But they didn't have to set up anything because they're not following Marvel.
You're trying to establish the DCU, right? This is a whole new start to the DCU.
Okay, so why do they have to do things? Why do they have to? So then, why do they have to do? Why do they have to do?
So that we know what to expect. Where is the story going? Where's the overall arc of what story you're trying to tell?
Why can't you think for yourself? Why can't you think? Why can't you think for yourself where the story could go?
It's all possibilities at this point.
We have no choice but to because they didn't tell us.
It's all about possibilities. The reason why, for example,
you have possibilities in any movie, though. You have possibilities in any. I mean, Zack Snyder definitely had possibilities.
The reason why Marvel fails at a lot of their post-credit scenes is because they've established that, like, hey, with our post-credit scenes, these are stingers to put here specifically to tell you what is coming next.
The tantalize.
And then they keep changing business.
And they have not delivered for a while on these post-credit scenes because that's been a standard for them.
But why did to blame Iger?
But
that's a lack of vision on their part.
Why does sure, yeah, I agree. But like, why does the DCU have to follow suit? Right?
Yeah.
Why can't it just be the world as is?
Because that's
and then just kind of like. And just kind of like it worked for Marvel.
Yeah,
it might not.
That doesn't mean it works here.
It doesn't mean they have to do it. They have to follow.
At the end of Sinners, I looked up. Is there a post-credit scene in Sinners? It makes you look up the Marvel establishing that post-credit scene. Makes you sit in other movies that are not even superhero movies to see if there's a post-credit scene.
What if it's a negative thing that we're just used to? What if it's a bad thing? We're just used to it. What if it's like cigarettes? What if this is like cigarettes? It's just a bad thing. It's a thing that exists. We're all used to it, but it's actually not good for our anticipation and appreciation of the movie that we have because we're already looking forward to another movie that could be, and we're looking for Easter eggs for something that's not even written yet.
Completely fucking forgot about the 2-hour movie we just watched. We don't give a shit about that.
Anymore.
We want to watch the 10 seconds after 8 minutes of credits.
You're trying to establish a universe, right? A new universe, a new Superman, a new everything. You're telling me a post-credit scene to tease what comes next should not have been what they did? I mean, I don't think they needed to. I would have appreciated it.
I didn't say it shouldn't have been. They can do whatever they want. I said it didn't have to be.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Do you think a Batman character will fit in this world of Superman? Now, I like this world. I don't think so. I think Batman's too dark and somber character. Batman's gonna be sitting there telling jokes.
Who said he had to tell jokes? He's Batman. He doesn't joke like that.
The most serious character in this movie, Mr. Terrific, told a joke. Guy Gardner. I like that Green Lantern, by the way. I would love to see a Mr. Terrific and Green Lantern movie. That shit would be dope.
That would be dope. Wait, just those two?
That shit would be cool.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Actually, no, just a JSA movie. Honestly, with all of them, I would love the movie with just the JSA with Metamorpho, all 4 of them. I think that would be fun. If Superman pops in,
I would definitely go see that.
That would be great.
And okay. This is to the point though. That's to the point though. Y'all right now is literally just talking about what I just said, right?
Yeah,
the possibilities.
We possibilities because they didn't lead us in any direction.
Like the colors of a rainbow.
We have to go with the possibilities.
Because why can't the world just be as is? It's just a world that's been established with.
Also, we're not gonna get another movie for another year or two, so it doesn't even matter. I'm gonna watch this movie again, huh?
I'm gonna watch it again. Definitely. Yeah.
I think Supergirl's next year.
Supergirl, yeah.
Next
year, right?
Cool. It literally ain't gonna matter. Who cares? We gotta our world falling apart right now. There's a lot more drama going on than us waiting for the next Superman movie or what the post-credit scenes might imply.
For that matter, even discussing this Superman movie, if you want to be real about it, there's a lot going on in the world.
Actually,
but we're here and we're discussing this Superman movie.
That's a segue.
So what did you?
This movie was super political, and we need to talk about the politics of this movie.
Yeah.
I didn't get a lot of wokeness in this. I didn't get a lot of politics. I thought they were just in the world. I thought there was kaijus running around and people were standing there because they were comfortable with Superman and how he handled situations, so they weren't scared. And, outside of the whole Baravia versus Jarhanpur conflict, I didn't get a lot
So you
of.
did notice the politics.
You didn't.
So you
mean,
did
yeah,
notice the
but
politics.
Somebody
the
said that
analogy?
the leader of Moravia was like a Donald Trump figure or something. I'm like, man, I didn't see all that. I thought they just told a comic book movie. You know, I didn't see a lot of, you know.
What if your perception of the world that we live in right now is that, and you just don't realize it?
Hey, okay, so I know we're about to move on from Superman. It's been an hour 20. Did you guys like Supergirl? Are you excited for Supergirl off of that?
No, I'm gonna talk about politics. We're gonna talk about Superman politics real quick. Like, so sorry, we're not gonna skip this jump. There's a couple of things I gotta throw in real quick, and I just wrote them down. We don't have to talk about them, but I'm just gonna lay it out. One thing I noticed in this movie, all right, is that like so Jaipur and Moravia. That is an almost 1-for-1 scenario. I don't know if you have followed any of the news at all regarding Israel and Palestine, but that is almost a 1-for-1 situation between what is going on with one high-powered, high technology weapon to the T, funded by the U.S. Government and backed by the U.S. government, or at least all these corporations that are funding it, fighting and taking territory and fighting the civilians of a neighboring country, or well, in this situation, they're a neighboring country. It's different still, nonetheless, like of civilians, right? And using these weapons, and these people are really just like doing their best to fight back, and also arguably just doing their best to survive right now. Like, not to get too deep into it, but I don't know if you looked at all at the Israel-Palestine situation, D.
Absolutely.
Like, it's a literal genocide happening, and like this movie makes it point a T that there is a good side, and despite what the media is saying, despite the media trying to say both sides, there's a correct side to this. And Superman in this movie was courageous enough, despite the politics and despite the media and despite what it looks like, to stand on the correct side of that conflict. And if we take anything from a movie like this, because politics is in everything, then we would hopefully take the perspective that maybe we should be courageous enough to take the side of the people on the correct side of a conflict in our world.
I don't agree.
So that's one.
I don't agree that Superman chose the correct side in the sense that people from both sides were going to die. In his conversation to Lois, he just said people were going to die. Not from Moravia, not from Jaipur, just that people were going to die. That's
whose tanks did he stop?
He stopped the bigger ones from attacking, but
Moravia.
There are casualties on both sides in any war, right? So maybe one people were going to get killed more than the other, but his point was people were going to die. He stopped the conflict.
War is bad, right? Agreed. I agree, but that's not what's happening. Like that's not what Jaipur was not. His argument wasn't that both sides were going to die, right?
He held that leader.
His argument was that people are going to die, so we have to stop the invasion.
Not that I have to go stay.
What did he stop? He stopped the invasion
because people.
That was by one side.
I don't think that's him choosing.
Whose president did he take to have a talk to?
He stopped them from
invading. Was it the other side? Was it Jaipur's leader?
You have to figure
he
that
didn't take that guy. He took the leader of the huh?
You have to figure that both people on both sides were going to die. There were going to be casualties everywhere. Maybe more on one side than the other because there was one superpower attacking a.
But we understand. We understand that one side is at fault. Correct.
One side is in power. One side is in power in this movie. I'm talking about in this movie. One side is in power. We don't.
I'm talking about this movie too. One side is at fault for the invasion. Which side was at fault, D?
One side was responsible for the invasion, yes. But Superman didn't say, I trust in Jaipur over Moravia or any of that. He said people were going to die. That's it.
And so what did he do in response? What did he do?
He had to go stop. Yeah, I get it, Juice. He stopped the more powerful country. But he did not specifically say, I stopped this country because they were going to kill people in this country.
Yeah, it's kind of like, so do we need his exact words to understand what was happening?
Yes. You have to take the words that was in the script that he spoke on the screen.
Action. He took action.
Didn't you just make the statement that don't tell me, show me?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
You do have to tell as well. You know what I mean? But that's why his speech at the end of the movie didn't count. Where I bleed, I cry.
No.
I
In his interview with Lois, he said, in his interview with Lois, when he was talking with her, he was like, speaking of Moravia, talking about how remember, Moravia was argument. They're saying they were going there to liberate the people of Jarampur.
Mm-hmm.
And that was their argument. And that's what they're saying. They have to go free these people. And so they're going to go in there with their tanks and they're going to free them from what? And Superman said to Lois, but we don't actually believe them, right?
Right.
Because they're lying.
Yeah, we get the political reasons why Moravia was there. But what Superman said in this movie, and what I thought he did a good job of proving in his humanity, is that people were going to die. America's a more powerful country than Iraq and Iran, right? But there were casualties on both sides in Iraq and Iran. There might have been more on the Iraqi side than the American side, but American soldiers were dying. So, in a sense, you have to think that Moravian soldiers were going to die as well.
Whose side do you think Superman would have stopped in the
He had
Iraq?
to stop the superpower, so that means he would have stopped America, right? He would have stopped America and Iraq and Iran, right?
Yeah.
But
so who's at fault?
The country that was attacking.
Who's in the land that they're not supposed to be in?
I get it.
But you get it. Okay, then what are we talking about? What are you saying?
You just said Superman chose the correct side in this. That's what you said.
He chose the proper side. Yes, he chose the correct side.
Right. He chose it, and that was the side of life, not the side of any country over another. You know what I mean?
I didn't say it was a political side. I said he chose. I agree. My position is he chose the right side.
So
he did the right
what
thing.
What side are you saying is the right
the
side?
two sides,
you're trying to draw the analogy between
the sides I was talking about was the courageous side, the perspective of being able to say that this bad thing is happening and we should be against this bad thing happening. That's the correct side. I didn't say John Paul was correct, and I didn't say Moravia was correct. Now, if I want to talk about, if I'm going to pick a side, who was the correct? I don't know who's correct, but I know which side is invading, and I know specifically what side is wrong, and that's the side I'm going to be against. Now, and let me just finish what I'm saying. So I'm saying the side that I see was wrong in that conflict between Moravia and Jarampur was that Moravia was invading, so they're wrong. So I'm on the side that says they should not invade, they should be stopped, and we have to stop them attempting to kill and take territory and all this. We have to stop that. That's the side I'm on. The side that's saying stop that. That's it. Like, so the situation with Israel and Palestine, like, if I'm going to draw a line, right? Like, the line I have to draw is that Israel to stop bombing the civilians and the cities and Gaza and on killing all that stuff. All this shit is happening with. They should stop that because that's the correct position to hold. Right. That's all I'm saying.
I think if Superman existed in today's world, he would go stop the conflict, which obviously you would stop the more powerful country from attacking the less powerful country. But I don't think he would choose the side of Israel or Palestine. I think Superman would
stop the bad things from happening, right?
And he would he would stop.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
He would stop people from dying. But I didn't want to. That was all I was saying. I didn't agree that he chose a side. But you can go.
He did choose a side.
Well, he chose the side of life.
Yes, he chose the side of stopping the conflict.
Which it's not his point was not political. His point, that's what Lois was saying.
I agree. I didn't say it was political. I said the movie was political. I'm saying that making that decision is political. Not saying anything is a political decision. Saying something is a political decision. Everything is politics. All of these things, all these decisions are politics. Like, politics are based off of morality, right? They're rooted in morality.
Based on capitalism and greed.
Politics are
it's supposed to be based on morality.
When you boil it down to its essentials, it's based on morality.
Yeah. So making the moral decision.
Ideally, it should be based on morality. It's freedom and justice for all. While we have
the root. Yeah, the root. The root of politics is supposed to be based on morality. It's good for your community, good for the people around you, right? So local politics, it goes on a larger scale. But anyway, that's the point I was trying to make. Also, there was another point I heard. And I haven't looked too deeply into this to verify, but I heard that there were no This is a separate point from what I was just talking about. But the other political point was that there were no police in this movie. And
oh, shit. I didn't notice that.
The question is,
there wasn't a cop there when he got hit with the can?
I don't know. But I know, remember that like when
there were no cops in this movie.
You had representatives, you had the only forces there were the private forces from Planet Watch. And then you had the US government, I think you had some soldiers there. During the whole arresting, yes. There were some soldiers there. But outside of that scenario, we didn't see soldiers anywhere else. Right? So we didn't see police when they were putting people onto the buses to evacuate the city. We saw firefighters. We saw firefighters a number of times. But like this, so in a way, like I don't want to make too solid of a point, but in a way, it wasn't necessary. I don't know if it was not necessary to have police in this world with Superman, or if there was a point being made that police aren't necessarily there to serve and protect like we were told they are, right? So in this world, we don't see police essentially anywhere. There was a security guard. I remember at the front when they went to the Daily Planet. I think there was a security guard outside, but he wasn't a cop. It was just, So what does that mean? Omitting police in a movie like this is, I would argue, a political statement.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're kind of right. I mean, I buy it, right? Because that had to be a conscious choice not to have any in the movie, right?
There were other, there were other service people.
One there when he got hit with the can. I thought there was one. Maybe it was a security guard.
I don't know. Maybe I gotta look it up.
That guy.
But anyway, I don't know. Did you guys notice anything else political you might want to? Because I know I saw a couple of political things, and also the last point last one to make, and I made it earlier, but I liked that this movie kind of did away with the cynicism that we have when it comes to being honest and being like truthful and being naive to the point of like just wanting to do good things for goodness sake, right? Like, I don't know, we don't really know the motivations of everybody in this movie, but for Superman wanted to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And that is something that like is often overlooked, especially when it comes to superheroes, right? Like when it comes to superheroes, like we're constantly getting the story of like the superhero wanting to do the good thing, but having to fight against his darker urges to fight past to do the right thing, or to have to like kind of be coerced into doing the right thing, or having to kind of be or having to do the right thing for other reasons. Like, I want something else, so I'll do the right thing to get this. So then I'll do the right thing, or and it seems so cynical. Like, if media is something that we all experience, and in a way, I believe that media, in large part, is kind of a tuning, right? A tuning device for the people, right? Then, when we have too much cynicism when it comes to the ability to do the right thing, people don't want to do the right thing anymore.
I get
that. Because they feel like it's corny. They feel like it's contrived. They feel like it doesn't. Like, every time we see.
I agree.
Not every time, but a lot of times when we see somebody do the right thing, it's like, oh, they tried to do the right thing, but then this was the result, and that bad thing happened, and it was all because they tried to do the right thing. It's like, no, fuck all that shit, man. Do the right thing, right? Do good because it's good, right? Help because it's good to help, right? Be a good person. And I feel like this movie kind of like, at least in Superman's character, and to a degree, Mr. Terrific, like, he didn't give a fuck, but he wanted to help because he wanted to help, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, I kind of like this guy. I should help him out. And like, on the hesitance of like everybody else wanting to make make a solid point on something that can so easily be misconstrued by the media or social media, right? I feel like this movie took all those elements and was like, look, no, like, come on, leave with your heart sometimes. It's okay.
I thought that was like the biggest point that Superman made in this movie was people were going to die. That was it. And that, to me, that encapsulated his character, his humanity. That's why we aspire to be like Superman, that hope of Superman, you know? Like, people were going to die. Like, that's it. Do the right thing because it's right. You know, not because you're aligned with one side or the other, just because it's the right thing to do, you know? Go save lives. Go save those children. Save those people, you know? So, yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
Do you have any more points, Juice? Do we want to give a rating or something? A good rating at all? I know Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie like what, an 89 or something. Not that Rotten Tomatoes matters. I think the audience score was higher than that. I think it was a 90 or something like that. I tend to lean more towards IMDb. They gave it a 7.7. I might go a little lower, maybe a 7.5. You know, thought it fell a little bit for me just from a script standpoint, a story standpoint. I just felt like this thing was disjointed, and you know, I do want to see part 2. I don't know what to expect in part 2, but I want to see it. I'm going to see it regardless. You know, just take my money. You know, I'm a mark, and I had my 13-year-old son with me. Real quick, the movie was over, and I leaned over to him. I said, "Man, this movie wasn't as good as I wanted it to be." He said, "It was all right. I liked it." So I think DC did what they wanted. I think they got a movie that younger fans will enjoy, and you know, I like they brought in that younger audience, and you know, we're the old fuddy-duddies, bro. Like, they can't keep making movies for us. You got to make something for the newer generations. Those are the ones that are coming next, you know? So, you know, that style and brand of humor. Oh, nice.
That's terrific.
I would love to see a Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific movie, man.
Hell yeah, that would be dope.
But yeah, for me, it's 7.5, man. I liked it. I want to see part 2. And I'm going to see Supergirl. I'm not very excited off the post-credit scene, but I'm definitely going to see it. Take my money. You know,
I would say I would give it a I give it a cool 8. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I don't know what a 10 would be for me. Like if I'm being honest, I don't know. Like a 10 would be a movie that like makes me like it'll probably be an anime. Like I don't. It'll probably be like Afro Samurai was like like a better, a higher level Afro Samurai would be like a 10. So I don't know what a 10 really is for me. But for me, like
would be a 10.
Yeah, but like for this movie, like this is like a cool like 8 for me. Like a solid 8. I would go 8.5 if I'm feeling like wild, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, like I feel like it was a cool 8, man. Like it had all the messaging I liked. You know, I'm always looking for layers. It had that. It had good characters. Like the dialogue was good. The action scenes were good. I really like Mr. Terrific. I want to see more of that. I like the comedy. It was funny. Like it was man. I don't know. It was a great movie, dude. Like shit, man. I should give it a 9. I don't know. Like it was
laughing.
No,
I went early Friday morning. Now, obviously, you know, every theater is different. I didn't notice a lot of laughs in my movie. Like I don't think a lot of the jokes landed, at least for the audience I was with. Funniest part of the movie is when Crypto was holding him up and down. My bad, Frank. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean,
that shit was funny though. Fucking Lex's legs was in the air and shit. I was like, oh shit, no, you gotta buy his ass cheeks, man.
No, I gotta say, man, like Crypto did a lot more for me than I was expecting. Like I knew from the beginning, like I was like, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, okay, I'm happy to see Crypto. I don't know what this movie's gonna be. The shoulder pads are crazy, but I'm sure that like the shoulder pads and the draws are crazy. But at least this dog looks promising. And then that dog did not disappoint, man. Like Crypto was, he was one of my favorite characters. Like when he was in that, what is he in the pet shop eating snacks? That nigga looked up, was like, oh shit, because we were like, where is he? He was in that there eating snacks. He just ran over, man. Like, and when he went off to the T-Swiggers, I'm sorry, he was just a great dog. And like their relationship, like, dude, look, I should have said this earlier, totally off topic now, but when Superman had this scene where he ran up on Lex Luthor's office and he was like, "Where's the dog?" I had an emotional reaction to that because I've been in that position before.
I remember.
I was like, do you remember that shit? Do you remember that, Joe? Yeah, we're like, yo, I was for blood. I was like, yo, what's up with my dog, man? What happened? Like what's going on? So, like, yeah, man.
I like that scene too, man. Yeah, where is the dog? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, man,
and he was beating him too.
He
like,
dude, about that dog,
bro. Like, in that moment, we saw Superman's like he's better than humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Lex was behind that cup talking about the ugly dog with the red cape, and Superman was like, "What did you say?" The next, like, I'd have slapped this nigga's jaw smooth across the room, man. Like, and that joke would have just went out the window.
Yeah.
He'd have been Jaws after that. He had a bionic jaw, man. Like, you ain't whispering behind no mug about my dog, son. No. But anyway, yeah. So I give it I'm gonna give it 8.5.
Hey, Kevin Spacey, the best Lex Luthor in the last 3 Superman movies. Solo.
You crazy? No.
Way better than Jesse Eisenberg. Jesse Eisenberg is the worst one.
No, he's the worst.
Yeah, that's. We weren't even sure he was Lex until like the end of the movie.
Yeah. My bad, man.
That was weird. That was weird, son.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. This was a Superman movie that I said in the beginning I had high expectations for, and the thing I was looking for the most was them getting Superman right, them getting the character right, them getting the other characters right, them getting the world right, them having an understanding of like Superman, and they did it. And like aside from some like minor nitpicks, I can't find any problems with this movie. I can't.
It's the red draws, isn't it?
No, the red draws. See the red draws.
Every time y'all say the red draws, man.
The red draws, man. The red draws. You got to understand.
They could at least been form fitting.
I didn't mind the shoulder pad. Yeah, they did look leather, didn't they? They looked like they were leather or something.
No, they look like heavy. They look baggy. I don't know.
Yeah, like a diaper or some shit, man.
They could at least have some cheekage showing.
There was an interview with David Corenswet actually recently about the red draws, and he explains really well why the red draws are like important, you know, to the character. Is basically that like, yeah, he's Superman and he can do whatever he wants, he can wear whatever he wants, but he doesn't want everybody to think that he's like the whole superior, right, to them. Like he just wants to think like, oh, I can be corny, I can be cool. You know, like, so I just want to wear red draws. Like, I just, you know, it's just as iconic to the character's costume as it's ever been.
It is. It's like that.
In the decades, you know? So it's like, anyway, I felt like, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I felt like this movie is the closest that we're ever going to get to getting Superman perfect. And this movie did it for me. So, I enjoyed the shit out of it. I saw it twice. It was even better the second time. Just really fucking well done.
Yeah, I saw it again with Dr. K last night. Like,
nice. Oh, what did she think?
She gave it a 7.5.
Okay. I was like, yeah, that's better than I expected. That's better than I expected. Okay, so that's good. I'll take it.
Yeah. She didn't denounce Henry Cavill. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get a full denunciation, but no, she
was impressed. But she was impressed.
She didn't like Henry Cavill.
No, she loved Henry Cavill. That's the thing, man.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Like, I gotta say, man, like, it was a hard admission for me, but like, I was like, man, like, I'm fine. Like, I'm okay. This is my new Superman. Okay.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah. I definitely want to see him again, and I think the script let him down. I want to see him do more.
7.5.
Dr. K 7.5.
Yeah.
I want to see Superman do more. David Corenswet do more. Like, you know, give him more scenes as Clark. I don't think we saw him as Clark enough in this movie. It was only one long scene with him as Clark. You know, I guess maybe in the Daily Planet he had maybe 2 or 3 throughout the whole movie. I don't think the red drawers would have fit Henry Cavill, by the way. I don't think they did right. Zack Snyder did right without the draws. I didn't mind the shoulder pads, but the draws were just every time I saw them, I just looked down. I was like, shit, got red draws.
Oh, also let's hold on. I want to show this.
As soon as he saw the red draw, I had to look at him. I was like, shit, man, draws, man.
Oh my god!
Even if you go back and look at Christopher Reeves, man. So everybody's been smashing Superman movies this week, and I went back. I had to watch The Quest for Peace. I still think that's my favorite one. Stop it, Frank, because you sound like everybody's like, man, that movie, and it does suck from a story. I mean, everything just it doesn't make sense. But The Quest for Peace was my favorite one because I always want to see Superman fight someone who's just as strong as him. And Nuclear Man was just as strong, So it was like.
I gotta go back.
It's my favorite one, man. I love that one from
Nuclear Man with the fucking nails, dude.
Yeah, that shit it was still cool, though.
He's like, don't make me angry or I will hurt people.
So why don't we mind the red draws on Christopher Reeves the way we do on David Cornsweet? Is it because it's just 2025? Because
I don't mind the red draws. I don't mind the red draws.
No, I don't. I'm over them. Like I'm fine. Like
I don't mind.
I get it. I understand when they exist, and it didn't bother me. I'm just joshing because I was fucking around earlier.
But Christopher
the shoulder pads. I have a harder time with the shoulder pads, but still, like
again,
fine.
the red draws are iconic to the costume. It's like Henry Cavill's suit not having the red draws was a little jarring at first, but we got.
I remember people were talking about it. Yeah, they were like,
that's not like that's an iconic part of the briefs. Like Batman's got the briefs too. It's an iconic part of the suit, right? Like
when's the last movie
he's got the
Batman
black briefs.
I don't even think he had briefs.
He's got like a power suit and shit.
Did he have it in the Batman? He definitely had it in the Snyder movies, for sure.
He did have the red draws. Yeah, I think he did.
Not the red draws, the black draws.
He
definitely had the black draws in the Snyder movies.
What's with Drews and draws back then?
You don't have a shot of the red draws. You go back to the red draws.
PJs. I don't have a problem with the red draws at all. But the thing is, the red draws again. It's like since the fucking character was created, that's part of his costume, dude.
Okay, Dr. K says she had issues with the science of the portals. I did too. Like, how did he get his hands on this technology? Because this seemed like some outer space kind of. That's why I said James Gunn dropping us right into the middle of the story might have kind of worked against him because we needed some kind of explanation as to how these events have transpired to the point that they are. Like when he first walked through that portal to the pocket dimension, I was like, what? Like, what the fuck is going on? He has access to this kind of technology? So why is he? And then, they put it together later, it's a clone of Superman. And, because at that point, he had already went through the forces of solitude. I'm like, what is going on? How is Lex this far ahead of everybody? It's not a problem that he's far ahead. We're used to Lex Luthor being a mastermind, but...
Also, he doesn't give a fuck. Like, he'll coerce people into doing the shit he wants. He's up here abducting alien babies. Like, he'll do anything. Like, I don't know how he got that portal, but I'm sure it wasn't normal. Like, I'm sure it wasn't within the normal course of business, right?
I hated Green Lantern because the actor played the same character as in Firefly. Yeah, but more
that's a good point.
More asshole in this one. Like, more towards the bad guy side in this one. In this one, yeah. But Firefly, he was like the lead. Like, he was the captain. So, he had to rein it back a little bit. But yeah, I can agree with that.
Dr. K mentioned Lex Luthor was an Elon character, and the minions were all tech bros. And with Elon's ego, the whole jealousy monologue was not believable. Let me say, that's actually the other political point I wanted to pull up, or I wanted to bring up, and I've totally forgot this, but I'm glad she brought that up, because I did want to point out that, like, Lex Luthor, while yes, he's very Lex Luthor, he's extremely Lex Luthor, down to the bald head and the Arctic tundra. That shit was crazy to me. They were all bundled up, and his head was just glistening. But like,
they're like, no, I know that.
I was like, how's your? You didn't want a beanie for that or nothing?
It would be weird. It would be weird if he did,
It would be weird if he did. That depicts how evil he is. Because he's like, I gotta represent this sinister side of me.
Who I am.
Even when it's cold as fuck out here.
The Arctic tundra, right?
Then the Arctic tundra, right? But like, also the point, like
around the back of his head, telling you that shit was cold, man.
Oof. But like, the whole idea of him, of the whole tech bro thing, the whole like,
I'm mad
like,
y'all got us on here like
he's so hateful.
interpreting the aerodynamics of Lex Luthor's head, man. Come on, man.
Like he was so hateful and so petty, and also so like needy at the same time for no real good reason. I'm sorry, for me that was just like, that seemed like it was almost one to one. And I don't know if it's I don't know if Elon Musk is like Lex Luthor, or if Lex Luthor is like Elon Musk.
Well,
maybe they're the same fucking, like, maybe it's chopped up so much these motherfuckers fold right in. But like, I felt that shit off break. Like I was like, oh wow, like James Gunn. I know this nigga don't like Elon for a fact. I know he don't like these he don't like Nazi dudes. He don't like oh, he's right wing. He don't like those trolls on the internet. We saw with the monkeys. Like he called out all of this like societal, like social media, Twitter versus Nazi bullshit. He called all that shit out. Right, 100%. Huh?
That was stupid to me. Those monkeys.
You're crazy. That was for me. That was 100% on point.
Fucking machine to influence social media in a pocket.
Yes,
they're analogous to people,
bro.
On Twitter all fucking day.
You think everybody out here is really like that? Like the Twitterverse, those people don't exist in real life, man.
Of course, I get it. There are a lot of those, comments are bots and all that stuff. Dr. K had bots.
You have people from overseas. We know we know reactions like that garner attention, so you get ad rev. There's so many of these accounts that are in India. It's crazy, bro.
You see how like they have all the phones hooked up. They would put all these comments on posts and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah, that does happen. 100%. Dr. K made another comment. It dropped from my screen here. I don't know if you want to read it, but it's about the portal. And that's what I was saying about the storytelling element. Like, they didn't tell the story well. You didn't understand what was happening, like, with the portals. Like, she said, I think essentially every time he used the portal, why didn't he destroy the world? Yeah. Like, I mean, if every time you open that portal, there's a chance that a rift could happen and tear open the universe, why didn't it happen every time? You know,
it's not 50-50.
Because there was an exact, and that, and there was also.
Well, he opened it enough times to imprison people and put monkeys in here, right? So you would have to assume that he's opened it countless numbers of times, right? And he let that rift loose just because he was mad at the end.
I think that
I'm going to let the rift loose. I don't care. Do it.
So, so there was always the implication. So there's always the implication that Lex is just smart enough to not let that happen, especially if it'll affect his shit. So I think that's just underestimating Lex and his intelligence. Honestly.
But it did destroy his building, and he had a contingency plan.
He had a contingency for it, though.
Yeah,
right?
But
like,
sorry, but he might have had that shit lined up perfectly. The way that go, we're right under the.
For all we know, you watch the movie. Shit didn't really go wrong until the Justice Gang and Superman interfered. Right? Like, they used the portal how many fucking times before that, and nothing ever happened. So I think we're underestimating Lex's intelligence here.
Also, another problem with Lex, real quick, while we're on him, is we've seen this before when he's trying to get a piece of land. You know, it didn't the first Superman movie. He wanted a piece of California, right? Was that the second movie or the first movie? Right? He wanted a piece of California. In Superman Returns, he wanted to create his own island that was infused with kryptonite. And now in this movie, he wants a piece of Moravia or Jarhanpur. You know, it's like that's his motivation for the movie, is to get a piece of land that he can call like Lextopia or whatever.
Luthoria. It's always real estate.
We've seen this.
It's always about real estate.
not to segue too much, but we do know that like people with power and money always like to have their own personal islands, don't they?
They do like to have their
little islands where they can have whatever they want to happen on these little islands.
Even
when it comes down to like maybe trafficking unsuspecting young people.
You know, not to make light of that situation, but if I could afford an island, I'd get one, man. But yeah, come to the Derrick Coast for a weekend, man. Come on, man. You know, I fly you out to Derrick Coast.
Costa La Derica.
Yeah, Costa La Derica. Yeah.
What was that joint in Jurassic Park? It's like Isla,
yeah,
Isla Newar, the Isla Derek, Isla Derek, Isla Dicius.
Not to make light of it, but shit, that's dope.
Oh, yeah.
Maya Island, shit.
Said Isla Juice.
Yeah, Isla La Juice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, La Juice.
But yeah, man. But I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else to be said on the movie, but yeah.
I love it. I can't wait for part 2. I
mean,
the story let me down a little bit. The lack of Superman doing superhero things to me let me down a little bit. But take my money.
What's up here?
I'm a mark. I'm such a mark.
We all are.
Yeah. Take my money. Are you guys excited for Fantastic Four? Real quick.
Yes.
No.
I am, but I don't know. I don't know.
It's looking better, and the first reviews are out.
So reviews are good.
I did hear some of the first reviews were good.
So the first reviews for Superman that was incredible, and we're seeing a lot of the same for Fantastic Four.
All right. Well, I'm here for it, man. I'm definitely go see it.
Hey, so Dr. K says real quick. Also, how come Clark didn't realize that they destroyed his ice home?
Because he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have like a connection to the robots to know that they were in trouble, or what was in that fortress? Because that fortress is like the one in All-Star Superman. He had a lot of shit in there.
Where did Clark have?
We only saw like one room.
Expected him to have fucking like tech on him or something.
I mean, some kind of way to hear what was going on. Like in All-Star Superman, he had a key that was made from a quantum star to open it. Like something.
Yeah.
He's Superman. You don't have any kind of connection to your home to know that.
So listen to your point.
Send out Antarctica.
To what you just said. The key is made of a quantum star that only he can lift, right? Or someone as powerful as him can lift. He's basically telling him, "Come on in if you can, but you won't be able to." So the fact that it happened at all, he's not expecting. It might be a little bit of hubris on his part, but like he's not expecting someone to walk up to a fucking. He lit the key right there.
Right.
He leaves the key right there,
and then
right underneath the mat.
Somebody else got it.
Welcome mat.
Duh, motherfucker, you left the key there. Yeah.
Also, like this one was buried under the ice. It grew from the ice every time. His DNA was there. Like, who would have thought?
It needed to be attached to his literal to only his literal DNA.
Yeah. So, who would have thought?
So who else? Who else would there be? No, let's stay on this for a little bit. Who else would there be?
In Dr. K movies, Dr. K says in other movies, Superman was more aware of his entourage and could hear things from far. Right. So like
only when he's focused, he doesn't just hear all things all the time.
The recordings that he has from Krypton and all his worldly possessions and otherworldly possessions, interstellar possessions are there. He didn't know that place was in danger and being.
Literally nobody has ever been there.
The robots didn't send out a signal that only Superman can hear or something.
Maybe to Kaman's point also, but if he wasn't focused on what was happening, because he's doing other Superman shit, right? He's not focused.
He was fighting a kaiju at the time.
Know. Whatever happened quickly, right? And he's also assuming that like it's his fortress of solitude. He's good. Nothing's ever going to happen there. There's no way literally any other person on the planet could get in.
That part didn't bother me so much because, like I said, even from All-Star Superman, he did just leave that fucking key lying there.
It's right under a welcome mat. It's literally under the welcome mat.
Never going to be able to get
lift up the welcome mat. The key is right there, but good luck lifting that. You're never going to lift that shit.
He didn't think anybody would ever be able to get into the fortress. But still, the robot should have had some kind of security measures or something. Like
they tried to fight back.
Yeah, they were the security measures.
Exactly. They tried to fight back, but it's the same in Man of Steel. When Lois found her way into the Fortress of Solitude, that was so stupid, by the way. But when Lois found her way into the Fortress of Solitude, the robots attacked her. Right?
I liked how in Man of Steel, his Fortress of Solitude was a Kryptonian ship, which was kind of the base, and everything else kind of grew out from there. Like I like that. That it was Kryptonian in nature.
It could be the same with this one. I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't stay there, right? They didn't explain it. I was thinking
we only saw like one room. I was like,
we're gonna get an in-depth tour of the Fortress of Solitude. This is fucking awesome. Like they got the robots and everything. Like, and then they never went back except for the.
Nobody got time for that.
Yeah, I wanted to see it.
There was a dimensional rift tearing the hole through the planet.
I wanted to see the fortress, man.
Take care of that shit.
Word. Right,
Speaking of fortresses of solitude, Trump and Epstein.
Is Mar-a-Lago a fortress of solitude? I would probably call it.
Yeah, I would argue yes.
I would say yeah.
He was hiding. I hate Trump. Remember his thing was hiding fucking top secret documents in like the bathroom and shit. Motherfuckers just forgot about that joint now. It's just over. It's just like this shit happened. I don't know. There's nothing to do about it. It was in the bathroom. Like he had it in the bathroom and some in the closet. It was just like
confidential government files in the bathroom.
Shit was just stacked in the fucking next to the toilet in the shower and shit. Like,
I guess maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
He never thought anybody else would ever get in there, bro. He thought he was the only one to ever get in.
Yeah, man. So anyway, I don't know if y'all noticed, but apparently Epstein never actually existed. Or maybe he existed, but like apparently the whole island, the whole Lolita Express, the whole situation with the goddamn him being arrested and Ghislaine Maxwell going to prison. And all of that was kind of like based off nothing because there are no Epstein files. The Epstein files didn't contain any confidential information, and there was nothing that needed to be. There was nothing illegal that happened. So thank God Trump cleared that up, right? Thank God the Trump DOJ and administration cleared all that up. Yeah, I don't know if you guys believed that. But anyway, I just thought maybe we could like just go over some of the stuff that's kind of been happening for the last week or so, or it was a week or 2 weeks, I don't know. Time is weird now. But regarding this whole Epstein situation. So I guess my first question for you guys is, do you guys actually think that when he ran in 2024, do we think like they were saying that they were going to release the Epstein files?
I think that was more of a ploy to garner public interest because the public is probably clamoring for those files. You know, a larger part of the public is not going to be affected. But if Trump and this guy did have the type of relationship we all believe they had, right? I mean, you would have to imagine that Trump will be implicated in those files. Maybe that's why he was saying that he wanted to release them to kind of, excuse himself from, But of course they're not going to release that shit. I don't think we'll ever see it.
I also believe that it was a part of his political strategy to try to either get ahead of it or try to doctor the documents or alter the documents before actually releasing it to anyone. So that it would paint him in a good light or a positive light,
right?
Or
it turns out
just redact any information that involves him in a negative light whatsoever.
And they did do that, didn't they? Because remember they had that release like I don't know, 6 months ago. No, it was like right after the election. I forgot. Remember they gave a bunch of they get some files of the Epstein files that were completely redacted, and they gave them to these like
Yes, right. They didn't post that on Twitter, did they? Or they did something where they posted it like on a public forum somewhere.
Yeah,
like,
but it was like all like
it was just blacked out, like
it was all
everywhere.
just blacked out.
Couldn't see shit.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, that was a few months back.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah. Time is weird, man. I'm having the hardest time like.
I think I'm gonna say it was like the beginning of the year. I think I was gonna say like February or March.
Okay, like right. Okay, like
right after the election.
Right after the election, they had like it was the whole thing they did. Man, that shit seems like a couple of years ago now. But yeah, so okay. So I'm just making sure so I'm gonna see we're on the same page on this one because I for a fact knew they weren't gonna release anything or if they did, it would just be completely redacted. Just like they did, and then the whole situation with I remember I sent you that video with Joe Rogan talking with Kash Patel, and And that whole thing about like Hasbill talking about like, nah, man, like, yeah, look, if we had something, we share it. We're gonna share it. You guys gonna see everything. It's gonna, but there's nothing there. There's nothing to see here. And yeah, that was wild. But
Dr. K is commenting, a report came out a couple of days ago that said the DOJ asked hundreds of FBI agents to go over all the documents and remove Trump's mentions.
Oh.
Well,
I haven't seen that.
Just like we thought.
To me, the point of even releasing any documents with redactions is like, what's the point then? You know what I mean? Like, I get it, it's the law, but if you're going to tell us what happened, tell us what happened. Sometimes we as people, we just appreciate the straight up truth. Just tell the truth. And I know that's not how politics works and the world works, but
that's not how Trump works.
Just tell us, because redactions don't mean anything. Now we have to look up, go Google, the redactions now. So if you're redacting it, that means you don't want the public to know that information, obviously. So why even release it at that point? You're redacting all the juiciest bits.
It was an optics move. It was an optics move. We have this information. Can't look at it right now, but let's just go over it a couple of times, and then we'll release it. We'll release it.
We're doing some research,
right?
Look at it first. It was straight optics.
It was straight optics. It was a straight power move, actually, because it's like, hey, we said we were going to do this. We're doing it just in this fashion, and only for right now. Later, let's see.
Yeah, pretty much. And we knew for a fact that they weren't going to release anything. Like the whole idea that Trump and Epstein had a relationship, that they were friends for so long, that he wasn't gonna be anywhere in these files, was kind of hard to believe in the first place. But I think the biggest part of this whole story is not really us who didn't kind of believe it in the first place, or we kind of saw the game for what it was, but really his supporters, right? The people who actually believed it, like Joe Rogan, right? like Joe Rogan believed this nigga 100%. He was on board. Or people like him, you know what I'm saying? They have a whole section of the, I guess, Alex Jones and everybody, their whole thing for so long. And these guys are in power now, right? The whole thing for so long was that the Democrats are pedos, and that the deep state is manipulating everybody, and that Trump is going to come in and fix things, right? That was the whole QAnon thing, even.
That's what Trump ran on initially.
That's what he ran on, 100%.
Drain the swamp.
And that's what he keeps feeding. And then now it's just
you come to find out, he was in the swamp before, you know what I mean? He was already in the swamp, So,
yeah.
Wasn't there something released? Go ahead, D.
I think deep down we already all know all this. You know what I mean? We know that there's something wrong.
Well, we do.
We do. And we keep allowing these people to play the game of, it's almost like musical chairs, you're it or tag or something to those in power, if they have the choice to release information that could personally affect them, I think they'll always choose not to release it if it could negatively affect them, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But they know that there's a public interest in said information, which is why, like Trump did, he's going to run on the fact that they're going to release the files. And, when everybody knows they've had a decades-long relationship already, you know what I mean? We should have known that he wasn't going to release it, because like you said, if there was no way he was involved with these files, he would have been released this information, right? So it's weird, man. Like Frank said, it's all about optics. Who are you in connection with? Who are you, networking with? Who was with you when this said thing happened? So it's all about optics, man. For all we know, Trump could have very well been friends with Epstein. He could have went to the island and went around and hung out. And Trump could have been completely innocent of anything illegal or devious or morally wrong in this. He could have been. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I doubt it. I doubt it. You know?
Yeah, I doubt
I
it too.
probably would.
Really
I probably would have been guilty. If I would have went to Epstien Island, I'd have been guilty of some shit. I know that, bro. I'd have been like, man, damn, yeah, I did.
I don't know.
Shit, yeah.
I mean, like that's kind of what the whole thing was. Cause like, what was it? I can't remember, but it was kind of like verified that like Epstein was part of like a whole organization of people who gathered dirty evidence on people in power. Like
100%.
He said it was Mossad or something, but like he was a member of this like secretive organization that collected this information.
Information is power. A lot of sports teams do that too, man. Like a lot of NFL teams, like they'll invite these politicians and celebrities to their booth, you know, and this speculation. Obviously, I don't know, but they have it rigged with camera. It's all about getting dirt on people and getting information and what leverage do you have over this person. You know what I mean? And people drop their guard when they're under the influence of alcohol and drugs and women and sex. You know what I mean? They do things that they let their guard up. So 100%, this was information farming.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%.
Wasn't there something released? Wasn't there something released a few days ago? Sometime earlier this week with it was Trump. Trump posted on Twitter, I think, where he was like talking about his fake followers, right? Like he was talking about like all the MAGA people who have like turned on him. Like, as a result of not just this, but just of like all the shit that he's been doing, and he's calling them all like now fake followers, and that he's like welcoming his new followers, and it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, what's even going on here? Like,
that brings me like to wonder, like, one, like he's going through some stuff, like, but he is crashing out, like. He doesn't like he's having issues like understanding that like people are like feeling betrayed, and he's like, no, y'all gotta believe me.
Yeah,
like
y'all gotta step up.
Yeah, y'all gotta step up, man. Y'all slacking on your faith,
your belief.
Like he's straight up like that's really how he's behaving. He's acting like these people are like betraying him for like not believing the things he's saying, after. I guess believing him so and I guess to a degree, like he's never been challenged, you know what I'm saying? Like he's never, and if he has been challenged, he squashed it. Like,
yeah, that's an unfortunate part of the way he does things, because like in him squashing people that challenge him, he's eliminating a lot of people who are like linchpins in agencies, industries. People who can on some level actually enact some sort of change or difference with his policies as he puts them out, right? Yep. Like getting rid of the Supreme Court justices to make it so that it's all overwhelmingly supported by him, pretty much run by him. Like the fucking the CDC. HRSA,
WHO just removing themselves,
right? He just got, and it's fucking sad news. He just got fucking approved to fucking dismantle the DOE.
Yep.
Right.
Private education is essentially effectively done for, defended to defunded to oblivion, right?
It's a matter of time.
PBS, like he's taking apart like the public broadcasting service, like that's just crazy because like this is like in all honesty, it's some of the best like shows for kids. It's through PBS, like 100%. That's what I have my kids watch.
It's 100% funded by the people.
Yeah, and he's just like, we getting rid of this.
PBS, man, come on, man. Sesame Street, all that, dog. Come on now.
It just goes to show like the degree.
He's doing that. That's real life, D.
While at the same time funding this whole ICE project.
Oh my god!
This ICE thing is like severely concerning.
So much more money is going into that now.
Like we worried about the Gestapo references before. It's about to get so much worse. They have more money now.
One thing I'd say with him dismantling and defunding and all the crap that he's up to is he's only in office for another 3 years. There's 4-year terms.
Dude,
so
it hasn't even been. It hasn't.
What do you mean
it's
only?
even been a year.
It's been
But
only 6 months.
The point is, there's an
Yeah.
entrenched bureaucracy that he works for. His administration is going to change every 4 years. He's not going to be there. So we can say that he's doing it for him, or he's doing this. I don't know. I'm not so sure. He might be being led to do these things, or coerced, or told,
Yes.
or
In
you know
some
what I
way.
mean? Because there's people that are not going to be elected in the next presidential cycle that are still going to be around. So we got to be careful. It's big. This is big. This is big business, big government. It's a lot of moving parts, and to single it out to one person that they're doing this, I think it's kind of dangerous because.
Well, when we say Trump, like I personally think Stephen Miller is more in control than most people think. But like Trump is definitely when we say Trump, we mean like the administration. Like I don't mean well, sometimes I do mean literally Trump because he's a psycho, yeah. But also other times I do mean his administration when I say Trump, right? So it's kind of jump back and forth, but like I know what you mean. Like he doesn't have the intellect to fucking know how shit works in order to dismantle. Yeah. He doesn't fucking understand this shit or give a fuck about it. But he's definitely.
One thing. Even that first election cycle, you were never on Trump, bro. There was never a glimmer of hope for you to support.
I didn't have a reason to. He didn't give me anything to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Like
you never rock with Trump, bro, at all. And I'm not saying I did, but
yeah, I'm gonna say, like, did you like?
No, but
who did?
It was nice to hear something different that first time around because
it was, and Bernie was even greater. But
I thought it was intriguing. That first election was it was intriguing because it was so different, so jarring. Yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead, man. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I don't know. So yeah, like Frank, you had mentioned that like something was released, and there was apparently a letter that Epstien, that Trump had actually written and had like compiled for Epstien for his birthday. From like what was that, 2000? I forgot. Was it 2002? That might have been. Anyway.
2003.
And like 2003?
Gave him a note for his 50th birthday party. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And it's just like this just came out and it's like, yo, we fucking already knew this shit, right?
But these guys were stupid enough to do that in a written letter,
They boys. You thought you didn't think he was gonna be president? This is boy.
My homie, nigga. Yeah.
Homie. So I have the fucking words here. And look, I'm gonna read this, yo. I'm sorry, it's weird. It's weird, man. It's weird. All right, so this is what Trump wrote, and it's a voiceover, right? So the voiceover says, so it's in third person, right? Or something like that. So it's a voiceover. There must be more to life than having anything or everything. The note started. Donald, this is third person writing. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do, come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Donald.
Oh.
A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be filled, and may every day be another wonderful secret.
Bro, that whole note dude? Is kind of paused. Like, dude,
that's
I'm looking at y'all weird.
Hell. Like what? Like, oh my god! Like I'm afraid to suggest what they're talking about.
Right?
We have no context of what they're talking about.
But
don't we?
But then again,
it also
start reading between the lines or listening. Come on, man.
May every day be another wonderful secret. Now, have you ever wished anybody a wonderful secret? Happy birthday! I hope you have many secrets.
That's called post-nut clarity right there. That's what one of them was going through that shit, man. And like they had just finished something at the Epstien Island, and they wrote the little letter. Hey, man, I'm realizing right now that it's called the clarity.
That doesn't seem remorseful at all.
When you're rich and powerful and wealthy, and you start the letter off, there has to be more than life than everything. I'm already right there. You're not working in my space. You know what I mean? I don't know where the rest of this shit is going, but from that opening part of that message, you're just like, okay, these men are not thinking like normal people.
That's never been the case. But like, the unfortunate thing is, like, with that much money and power, like these people, it comes down to the person for the most part. But like, these people just like, I shudder to think like what that could fucking mean.
Yeah, that's man. Awful. Like it like the way it's written in like. Even the phrasing of him writing a third person to another, like the whole thing is weird. Cryptic. It's like so some fucking like Lovecraftian like message. Like I feel like there's a code in here that like if you read it the right way,
it's like you gotta have a cipher. It's like you gotta have a cipher to decipher.
Like these letters line up to like mean like hey, there's some
letter and shit. Yeah,
it's like they're speaking their own language.
There's child blood in the fridge. Help yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like
there's child blood in the fridge. Don't worry.
Have some. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Oh my God. What's it
called? What's that shit called? Monochrome. Some shit they fucking said that Hillary Clinton was drinking fucking some crazy shit. Alex Jones was talking about.
Alex Jones, you can't. Nah, no, man,
this thing is a fucking.
Some of Alex Jones, and I like some of his ideas as far from like a fantastical standpoint. But come on, taking baby fetuses and drinking the blood and harvesting the DNA. You know what I mean? Like. It's like, yeah, that shit could very well happen, but come on. I mean, the likelihood, that's on some real Lovecraftian shit.
Dude, like that's just crazy,
not that
bro.
There can't be good people who are wealthy and in power, right? You can be, like Frank said, it comes down to the person, and you can have people who are good morally, who are wealthy and in power, but just with these two men, when you know in hindsight what Epstein was really doing, and
what do you mean by wealthy?
They weren't used to being told no, and they weren't used to not having their way. And just the way that whole letter started, there's something going on beneath the surface there. Like it has to be something that they're specifically talking about because, these men are used to getting what they want, even at the point of this letter in 2003. So
there must be more to life than having everything.
That's a real good Trump impersonation, Juice. Damn, you've been working on that shit, bro.
We have certain things in common, Jeffrey.
Get the finger thing down.
There's certain things.
It's terrific. Yeah.
Bro.
That is a good impersonation.
That's terrific. But
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know if we're like disclosing anything that we don't already think. That we already think there's something there. So at this point, just release the information. I like we said before, I don't think this will ever come out in the public light. As long as people like this are in power, it's too many. It's too big. The umbrella, everyone who falls under the umbrella is just, it encompasses too much. I mean, this is some information that will flip the world on its heels. Some of your favorite, most iconic people that you aspire to be or, look up to could be implicated in this, and I don't think the American public is ready. I don't think we're ready as a public, as a society, for this information to even be released.
That's crazy. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready 100%. We all ready. Everybody knows it. I don't think
in here is implicated. We don't give a shit. Yeah, release that shit.
No, yeah.
But when they say you can't tell the public, you can't tell people the truth because the way they'll react. You can't handle the truth. There's some real to that. There's some truth to that, man. A lot of people can't handle the truth, bro.
The only people it's a problem for is the people in power, right? And that's kind of like the issue here, right? Because like what we want, what I want, what you want, what we all want is kind of like a power structure that has accountability, right?
And
but they're not accountable to the people. That's why we love democracy. That's why we're like, hey, we're supposed to be a democratic country, but like we have fucking dismantled that shit to such a degree that like really the power lies in the hands of the people with the most money. That's really what it comes down to, right? And it's kind of just, and it's being reinforced by billionaire organizations and rich races.
By Elon Musk holding office that he wasn't elected for. You know what I mean? That's definitely being reinforced.
And not to mention, like, and you were mentioning before, like, there's not really Trump doing these things. It's not, but like the Heritage Foundation, the whole Project 2025, this shit is like a playbook that they're following almost to the T. Like, there's a website tracker for this, and that website tracker is just like, they did this part now, and remember they said this, they did that, and remember they did that, they did that. They're just checking it off as they go, like, and nobody really can stop that shit. But anyway, I just wanted to, like, go over this, John. We don't really need to go over the timeline between, like, Trump and Epstein's life and whatnot. But Dr. K wrote some notes and some shit I had fucking forgot. Let's see.
They definitely have had a decade-long relationship together. So for Trump to let people, for people to buy into the fact that Trump is not implicated in these, like you said, is ridiculous. Like,
she said that it was Ghislaine Maxwell's dad that was part of the Mossad. So Mossad being the Israeli, like, secret organization or some shit. Yeah. And we do have evidence that Trump has been on Epstein's island, and also she had mentioned before that Melania likely was one of Epstein's girls, and and that, like, I heard before, I think it was reported before that, like, the first time they had sex was, like, on the Lolita Express on Epstein's plane. And, like, I guess, by extension, it kind of makes sense that they would be, or she would have been, one of his girls.
It's like Project Pat said, you never try to turn a hoe into a housewife. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like
wise words of Project Pat.
Wealthy men would have their mistresses and they'd have their wives, right? Well, Trump really...
Project Pat surmised at one point.
Yeah, I mean...
turn a hoe into a housewife.
Turn a hoe into a housewife, I don't know.
Nigga.
It's hard to know what the hell is going on, man. It really is.
This
really
is one of them occasions where the homie's not doing it right. See,
it's hard out here for him.
Until we get some concrete, hardcore evidence and, about what's happening with this whole situation, we'll never know. It's all speculation. We can all speculate. Now, we all know. We know. Back,
but there's never going to be any accountability for it, right? There's never going to be anything that comes of this. This is going to be, like, dude, the whole video thing, man. Y'all heard about? They released the video footage from the prison the night that Epstein was supposed to be, where he met his end in some way, and then they had the whole missing minute of footage. And then they released it, and then there was metadata saying that they had, like, at least altered the file at least 4 times. It's just like, I don't think they're even trying, man. Like,
over our eyes, right in front of us. I mean, and I think they have it down to a science now, man. Like, the people in power, the quote.
I don't think so. I think this is just laziness.
They show us exactly what's happening, and we just, as a public, we lap it up, we buy it. You know what I mean? Like, from where Epstein met his demise, we knew something was wrong. We know, he died in his cell. The cameras didn't work. Footage has been doctored. Everything about this smelled wrong, and we just, the way the cycle of information and news and our attention spans, we're on to the next thing, So I think they do have it down to a science, man. They'll put the information right there for you, and okay, we're on to the next thing next week. So, yeah.
But do y'all think that, like, this will be, like, enough to, like, make people make the believers, I guess, change their minds or like shake them out of the cult? You think it's possible?
I don't know. It can be gradual. Like, with all of what's coming, like, it can be gradual, but I think it might still take something, like, big, something just like world shaking, in order for like everyone at once to be like, let's unite against him, right?
I
Right,
don't know
like
what that would be though, because I feel like this would have been like this is like one of the big things. The Epstein files. We have the black book that has all the everything QAnon was talking about is in this book, and you're gonna see it, and we will do something about them. I thought this would have been it. At the same time, I also agree. Like, I honestly don't feel like
it doesn't. So like something like this doesn't affect people on a more personal level. So it's not enough to sway. It's not enough to sway anyone in either direction. Like it's like people who are his believers. Like something like this, yeah, it could feel like a betrayal, but it's not affecting their everyday lives really. And I think that's what it would take. Something on a level that would affect the everyday life of everyone, like on the ground here, right? Like that's something that would make people at least start to think twice about like.
That's nothing though, because like Americans are so insulated, man.
We really are.
So insulated, bro. So
Like,
insulated.
and I mean, like from like the results of like Medicaid, Medicare, everything's about to be fucked. Like they will never draw those connections. Like the people who believe they're not going to see that was a result of this big bullshit bill. They're just not going to know. And it's just like
from the events that are happening around the world, insulated from our politics that are happening here at home, because we're so consumed with, like Frank said, trying to live our day-to-day lives. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, struggling.
Like it's hard to even have time to care about bills that will affect Medicaid and Medicare because you're trying to go from day to day. You know what I mean?
You're just trying to survive. You're just trying to survive on your own. It's like I don't want to put this out there in the universe, but like it's like I think it would take something like World War, right?
Yeah.
Where like everyone has to enlist, right? Like just like your life is turned upside down. Like that's something.
And it would have to be here in the States. Like it'll have to hit here.
Yeah.
Like Canada and us
here.
and Mexico, like we're gonna be between a war. Canada and Mexico team up, and like, like I don't know. And Hawaii is gonna join China. It is gonna be a mess.
Oh my god. Oh shit. That'd be crazy.
Japan gonna betray us.
But it's like yeah, it would have to be something that impacts like us here. Like on just like a national level, like something that would be impactful enough to affect it across the nation, but also enough to affect our personal way of life.
Yeah.
And that's what it would take. Like if for like let's just say some weird hypothetical, World War III is gonna start tomorrow, everyone needs to enlist, fuck your lives, right? And then a week later, my bad, mistake. We don't actually need to draft. But then it's like at least it's something to get people like, whoa, that was close.
Yeah.
Let's reevaluate here, right? Like it's just something along those lines. Like, that was mad close. But since we're still able to have some sort of control over this, let's talk.
I heard before the only thing that actually makes people like rise up and riot, like actually makes people rise up, is hunger and what was the other thing? It was hunger and
violence.
Like violence, it's either violence or like war or like having to like your life being uprooted. So it's either extremely hungry or your life is like, or the violence is done against you. That's the only thing that will actually break people out of their like complacency.
Yep.
Which is like
when your mind goes
a double-edged sword, knowing that, because like all they gotta do is keep us fed.
Yeah, and that's the insulation part of, as far as American society. We are just so insulated from world events happening. We hear about things on the news, but it's just on the screen, on our phone, on our TV,
and we've got
not really affecting.
The good old internet. We've got the good old internet to just kind of keep us away from all that.
We can hear a story about Israel and Gaza and Palestine, but we we get more upset when our internet doesn't work for a half a day. Yeah, your internet ever go down for
We'll
some
take
hours?
action.
Dude, that shit will be calling the place. What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I hate it at the same time, but I love it too because it's our way of life. It's America. I like being able to worry about sitting on a podcast with my homies and discussing Superman. You know, like, so I hate it and I love it. I love it at the same time, man. But it does feel like we're very disconnected from politics, even happening here at home. You know what I mean? Like you said, this Medicaid thing is going to affect everybody, and we don't even realize it. You know, they're passing bills in the middle of the night that will affect all of us, and we doesn't even make the news cycle. You know what I mean? I mean, we don't care. We care about Diddy being acquitted. Diddy got acquitted, by the way.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And Trump fired the prosecutor.
Yeah.
Damn.
God damn.
For the Diddy case? Damn. He must have been in the Epstien file, man. Diddy held it. He went to a couple Diddy parties. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know. That might have been maybe shit. You know what? I wouldn't put it past them. That like they're in the same circle, so maybe. But I don't know. I feel like that also might have been before his time, but
yeah.
Nonetheless, dude.
It's a big.
Everything is politics, man.
It is. But like we had the discussion last time, Juice. It shouldn't be. Starving children should not be political. You know, that's why I agree with Superman. People were going to die. Screw all the politics. Like everything is political because, as Lois was stating to him, did you go talk to this country? Did you talk to this country? Did you there was.
And I agree with Superman that you got to stand on the right side.
Sometimes you have to stand on the right side of things, and people were going to die. That's the right. That I'm going to choose humanity over all that other bullshit. You know, and hopefully we can all come together like. You know, you guys were saying it might take something catastrophic like hunger or our ways of lives being uprooted, but you know, because at the end of the day, we're not part of the 1%. We're not part of the oligarchy. You know, we're not part of the, you know, the people who are actually, you know, affecting things with their money and their wealth. You know, so we are all on the same side, man. You know,
it's just there's two sides, man. It's the workers, the working class, and then the investing class.
I heard a theory about the working class that what do they call it? Worker co-ops, right? Where like workers own the businesses they work for and participate in the decisions that the businesses make, right? Which in theory would lessen the power of these corporations to hold sway over each individual worker's lives, right? Like if we can't control the politics of our workplace where we spend the vast majority of our time, then we can't control the politics of our nation when the nation is ran by the workplaces. You know what I mean? We don't even run workplaces. You know what I mean? So it was interesting, but I was like, they have such a stranglehold on this system and this society. It's like you guys keep saying, it's going to take something catastrophic. It's going to take something catastrophic.
Sound like a socialist out there.
I know, right? Yeah, it's fucking socialist. Yeah. It was interesting. It was interesting, though.
Yeah, man. Like, hey, look into it, bro. Like, I don't know, man. The whole thing is like, it all comes down to money, man, and propaganda, though. So, you know, like they're
just like Lex used on Superman, right?
Exactly, dude. Like Twitter,
exponentially faster.
I don't want to like go off on another tangent, but like fucking Twitter, bro. Right? Like this AI shit is about to get crazy, bro.
AI is
you
crazy.
Heard about the whole Nazi what's it called?
No.
Mecha Hitler?
Oh my god.
Twitter referred to itself as Mecha or not Twitter, but like Grok referring to itself as Mecha Hitler. Like
isn't AI crazy? I was on YouTube and every video was AI. I was like, dude, you can tell this shit's not real. It's like, why am I watching this? What is this? You know what I mean?
It's getting better. It's getting better every second.
It's getting better every second, bro.
It's getting better in some. Actually, I can't say this on the Intelligent Idea Talkers podcast, but there was some stuff I watched on Reddit that was AI. I was like, damn, now there's potential here. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay? There's some potential for this. This
physics actually working pretty
crazy.
Physics.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to watch AI videos on fucking YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to watch something real. You know?
Does it rhyme
I want to watch that shit on Pornhub.
Does it rhyme with porn?
Yeah.
I want to watch AI videos. I want to watch it in real in fucking YouTube. I'm fucking Pornhub.
There's definitely potential. I said, damn.
It rhymes with porn.
Man.
So AI is going to take over, huh? AI is going to be making political decisions for us.
I don't know, man. Like, it's hard to see where it's going, but like, it's definitely going to be used to trick people, and there's no at least for the next 10 years, there's going to be no caps on this shit. Like, this shit is fucking it's like the Trump administration and FCC, whatever is left of that is not gonna fucking touch it because they're like, no, don't touch this shit. We gotta let that shit go. So whatever's going on, there's no going to be no constraints on it. It's just going to be out there, and it's going to be tricking our elders. We think you ever done those videos where or looked at the videos can you tell if this is AI or not?
Of course.
Yeah, it's a cool 50-50 for me.
Sometimes you can't. You're like, damn.
You can't. It's cool 50-50. That's not.
Having a split screen and which one is AI? You're like, the
and they give you like 3 seconds to decide, and it's like,
you can't even. I heard there was one guy on YouTube that said he thinks that AI wrote a lot of the script for Superman because the script felt disjointed to him, a lot of the lines.
No, because James Gunn ain't fucking with that shit.
Come on.
You know what movie I think was written by AI almost completely? Twisters, the second Twister movie.
Yeah,
I think that movie was completely written by AI for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
In the creative space,
I haven't seen it, but
I'm like, you can't even write a script.
What, dialogue is bad or something, or
the dialogue is just it's a
lot of things, right?
It's a lot of things. It's a little off, but it's a lot of things, and it just feels like it was written by a 16-year-old who was angry all the time. And it's like, how did this pass quality control?
15-year-old angry all the time.
Yeah, how did this pass?
Writing about tornadoes.
Yeah. Just
I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
Living on the edge, storm chasers, and it must be so cool to. It seems off.
Like metal.
Not the way real people would talk.
And predictable.
Yeah.
And extremely predictable. So just if you guys have the chance to watch it, just pay attention.
I think it's on Prime or something. I think it's on Prime actually. I actually meant to watch it. I heard it was at least action packed.
No, the action is dope. Mm-hmm. The action is amazing. The soundscape is incredible in that movie. Worth the price of admission alone just for the action scenes with a good sound system, but the dialogue is it's painful. It's I don't understand what they're trying to say here to each other.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's
all flat. Like AI to me.
It's all flat. It's just yeah, I feel like that was completely written by AI. It's heavily rumored to have been, so we'll see. It's like a testing ground.
But it is scary because you don't know which images are AI, which dialogue is AI, if somebody's actually saying what they're saying. I mean, think about the political ramifications of it. If there's no way to tell, if they don't have some kind of a stamp on an AI video, how do we know such and such didn't say such and such? You know what I mean?
The lip syncing is getting really good.
You can incriminate people with an AI video. You know what I mean? That could work against me and you. The common people. You know what I mean? It's scary, man.
Not to mention how they're trying to train these things for work. Yep, and it's also a matter of they're trying to corporations, companies that are utilizing AI are trying to also get your permission to use use your likeness, whether it's through voice, face, mannerisms, body, whatever. They're trying to get permission in these really underhanded ways you won't even notice sometimes. It's why the algorithms exist for the apps, right? For Instagram, Facebook. They're trying to get as much as possible from you for free or without having to ask you permission, and then they're just taking all that information and it's just building up, and then one day they won't need us. They won't need to ask us permission because they got enough data. It's crazy.
They'll try to have fucking AI do our job and shit, beat us. It's crazy. I remember
they can do our
last.
job in seconds. Like versus us taking like hours, if anything.
Yeah.
And I know I keep circling back around to Superman the way we started off, but that's why we like the movies. And a movie like Superman was needed because we do need that beacon of hope. Everything seems so doom and gloom in our real world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
things seem
exactly,
so
dude.
dire
That's why I felt so good for that time. I was just like
and it
when I
did
was
do
really watching that whole genre push situation, I had like an actual visceral reaction because I've seen enough videos, like everybody's got like cell phones, even in Gaza, and it's like you see the shit you see, man, is just like, the shit you see is like it fucking affects you, and then I see the movie, and I see Superman like actually able to do something about it, and it did snap me out of it for a minute because I had that juxtaposition. It was like I had that extreme feeling of like, yeah, this is not real. It kicked me out of it for a minute. Because this is like, you want the world to look like that. If only there was a way. Yeah,
most people's
it's crazy.
humanity shines through regardless of anything. That's the problem we had with Man of Steel, right? He's crashing. He threw Zod into an apartment building. The building blew up. But how many people were in there? I don't think most people don't like seeing killing on a mass scale like that, regardless whether it's a movie or a TV show or it's fake. We don't like seeing it just because of our basic humanity, right? And like a lot of those videos, like you said, people with cell phones and Gaza and all that, like the reason that's not broadcast on national TV is because they couldn't handle the truth. You know what I mean? We can't handle exactly what's going on there because your heart will go out. You know what I mean? When you see children,
People will do something and say something about it.
do something about it. You have
yeah,
to.
so they keep it hidden, and so CNN will be like, they'll call it the war. And I say it's not a war.
Yeah,
It's
you
not a
just
fucking war. This isn't a goddamn war. There's not equal sides here. Right? What the fuck you talking about? A war is between two like people battling for a space, and they're at an equal footing, or at least relative. It's not even fucking relative. It's fucking crazy. Call this shit a war, but just little shit like that. So that's how it works. But anyway, I don't know if you guys wanted to cover anything else. I did have a fucking question.
But I thought Frank wanted to go over his EVO.
Oh shit! Yeah.
We don't have to do that this time.
Are you sure it's in the title?
I'm positive. We are close to 3 hours, and I gotta go to bed because I got an early morning. But
shit, my bad.
My son got his basketball game tomorrow, basketball league. I gotta be there.
Oh yeah, how's he doing?
Nice.
Oh, he's good, man. Yeah, he's been scoring. You know what I mean? Scored 8 points last week. So
shit,
good, man. He likes it. So it's good. I'm proud of him, man. A bunch of the dads were coming up after his last game. Hey, little man, good way the ball. You dapping him up and shit. I said,
you know what I'm saying? I'm proud of him.
Yeah, man. I said, did it feel good when the dads were coming up, dapping you up for your? He said, yeah, it felt good. So, yeah, man, you was balling out there. So,
yeah,
but nah, man, it was fun, guys. Like Superman, hey, I want to see it again, but it wasn't my all-time favorite Superman. Is this your favorite Superman movie?
Mine, yeah. I don't know. I need to go back and rewatch Man of Steel, but like Man of Steel's not gonna have Mr. Terrific, so it's probably not gonna.
Man of Steel
without Mr. Terrific, I don't know. Mr. Terrific was too cool in this shit.
And one quick thing with Superman 2 is I don't remember any memorable music from this. I know they had the Christopher Reeves iteration of the Superman theme come in a little bit when they remixed it.
I agree. The score was not memorable. The score was just kind
memorable
of noise.
At all. You remember
when he came up out the wait a minute when he came up out the smoke after saving that lady from the collapsing building, there was that scene when he came up out the smoke and he was just like doing this whole
yeah
that shit was like I felt chills.
But do you remember anything else like that throughout the entire movie?
Not
Mr. Terrific ass beating scene was cool.
No, that's not score though. That's like popular music. Like
score?
Yeah.
Yeah, like any themes that sometimes that music it just
I don't know. I don't have an ear for that really, so I probably couldn't.
The music combined with the scene, it just makes the whole thing more memorable. You remember the scene, but you remember how the music was during that scene.
Like I feel like okay,
had a
I
lot of great
referenced that
music.
in so my connection to that is
Star
like
Wars,
Sinners.
Star
So
Wars
Sinners score was like kind of carried a lot of that movie, like, and I felt something from that. So yeah, I guess, but
Epstien
at the same
from
time, Sinners had like a kind of it was a different kind of music than I would expect from
even the
a
scene
movie
in
like
Sinners
this.
where
I
they
don't know.
had the music score and they were
It
going
was
through, what were they
soulful.
going through, time or something, you know, or they went through like the different levels, and you remember that scene, that big long musical
Yeah.
scene. That was shit was memorable as hell, but part of that was because of the music. You remember it.
But
It makes you feel some type of way.
But that's
score?
not score though. That's source. So
Okay.
Yeah, but it's you still, you know what I mean though. The music.
talking about
There
like
was
themes
other
and
scenes in
motifs.
like there was a scene with Smoke and
Stack.
and Annie, whatever.
Oh, Annie. Yeah.
Yeah, and that the music in the background of that
Yeah,
was like
was good
I was freaked out. But like, yeah, I guess not. I don't know. I there was a couple scenes that I probably wouldn't be able to recognize it anywhere.
I think to the point like the Superman's theme is iconic, right? Everyone knows Superman's
So
theme.
I can hum that whole shit right now.
You can hum it. You can hum exactly. You should mention Superman's theme. You immediately can hum it from memory, right? Like that. I didn't get the sense with this one. Even Man of Steel. Man of Steel had a pretty memorable score, but it still paid homage to John Williams' theme, right? But like,
because that is the thing, right?
Yes,
and they started it in this Superman. You heard it, and you were like, "Holy shit, they're going to do it!"
But they kind of went off in their own direction.
Yeah, they did, and they never went
fine with
back.
that. Yeah.
No, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that too. I'm just
I
talking
do
about
remember
the quality
hearing
of the
that,
score.
and I was like, yeah, that was nice. But I guess other than that, no.
I just am talking about the quality of the score. It's just not really like up to par with the rest. You know, at least what we.
They should have went full out John Williams and just let it hit at least one good time during the movie. Just have the whole thing play. You know what I mean? Like,
should get that shit to RZA.
See, you about to go watch
Afro
Samurai.
If they have a Mr. Terrific movie, they got shit to RZA.
Oh no, that shit would be dope. Yeah, it would be dope.
That would be so cool.
That shit would be crazy.
You about to go watch Afro Samurai Resurrection? That's what you about.
I'm fucking right about now. Yeah, hell yeah.
You probably right. That
it's
is
been a while. It's about time. It's about the time of year.
As far as anime, that probably is a 10 out of 10. You know what I'm about to do, man? I'm going right to watch Invincible. I'm going to watch season 2, episode 5, man. As soon as we get out of here, man.
Do it.
I can't wait to get to season 3. Shit. So is there any more seasons of that? There's only season 3.
Season 4. So it got
pushed back.
It got renewed for season 4 and 5.
Oh, dope.
Supposedly they want to make 5 the last one because there's only 100 issues of the book, so the book only lasts so long. But right now they're like about halfway, which is
Did the good guys win?
I don't want to know yet. Don't say it yet, dude.
All right, my bad. I just
spoilers, man.
All right, in season 1, did the good guys?
The story is so muddled up. You're like, dude.
In season 1, did the good guys win?
No.
I can't do that shit.
You bringing up old memories, bro? That shit hurt. I'm sitting there watching that job like, stop, man.
It sounds like torture.
Wow. Why are you doing
torture? Torture is definitely a word for it.
Why would I watch that?
It was the most.
Sounds painful.
I had Dragon Ball Z vibes watching season 1, episode 8, bro. Like it was the coolest action scene, probably one of the coolest actions I've ever seen. But you're just like, dude, this sucks. It sucked when it was happening. You're just like, fuck, man. Like, Jesus, he's about to kill him, you know? Yeah, that shit hurt, man. It affected me, man. Anything that affects me.
Just watch the first episode of the first season. The post-credit scene is insane, and it sets the stage for what comes next. For like, oh shit, like this is fucked, dude. Like this superhero that we all loved, like this dude just watch the post-credit scene for season 1, episode 1.
Okay, all right.
Fucking crazy.
Last question. Is this the kind of show where like I shouldn't get attached to any characters I like?
You feel like that, and then yes. And I don't know. Frank knows because he has the bigger, broader view. He's seen all things.
I would say
I'm scared to get attached.
Get attached. No, get attached. Get attached because then when they're
I'm
gone,
attached. I'm attached.
Nah,
to
see,
them.
no, I don't want to. No, I'm not.
When
No,
they're
no.
gone.
I
Wait,
watched
but hey,
Walking
you
Dead.
don't know. You don't know.
I watched The Walking Dead. I've been through this. Okay, I'm not doing that again.
That's
Look,
part of the
I watched
just
Game
watch
of Thrones.
The first episode. Just watch the first episode of season 1. Watch all the way through, and then watch the post-credit scene of that episode because that shit fucking.
The first episode
crazy.
The first episode, I was like, okay, where is it? Because I've heard all this shit about Omni-Man and Invincible. Where is it? Where is it? And then I got to there. Oh shit, there it is. Okay.
The post credit, right? Because the first episode
grab you. That's just gonna grab you.
The first
like
episode is
like,
pretty. The first episode is pretty tame, right?
Pretty
like not a whole lot happens.
Like,
and then that post credit scene is like, what the fuck?
Okay, sure.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, and then like you care, but you're afraid to.
I'll tell you.
The brutality in the show is like.
I'll tell you, after that first episode, that especially after that post credit scene, it was one of the most talked about things on the internet for like that week.
I remember all that shit. Yeah,
I remember.
Invincible, Omni-Man.
Great. It was one of the most talked about things of that week, like just from that first episode. So, just watch it. Just watch it.
I remember. I don't know why I'm always so late to shows.
Because once you start it, you're not gonna stop. I promise.
I don't know, man. Like,
I had to go to sleep, dog. I got to the end of the season. I was like, fuck. All right, I gotta go to sleep. I can't. Shit, that shit blew.
That sounds terrible.
What? No, it's not terrible.
It's terribly great. I'll put it that way. It's just you'll get DBZ vibes.
It's horribly wonderful.
You'll get DBZ vibes watching this, though, just because it's like the Viltrumites are like sand, pretty much, right? Like, you know, the closer they get to death, the stronger they become. So,
and the older they are, the stronger they are too. Yo, D. When you finish season 3, please come talk to me, cause that shit is crazy.
I'm going on right now. Man. Season 2 is a slog though compared to season.
It is a slog.
The way season 1 ended, I was just like, all right, so when are we going to get to something?
It's 100% a slog, but just get through it. It's important. It sets up quite a few things, but season 3 is like from the jump. It is just insane. The entire way.
I'm on it.
Like hardly
I'm on it like a fly on shit.
I'm gonna go watch My Hero Academia.
No, just watch Invincible, dude.
My
Hero is ending.
It is great from it because it makes you feel. You know, you feel happy, you feel sad, you feel shocked. You know, that post-credit scene, you're like, whoa, what the hell? Whoa. And then by the end, you're like, I actually care about this animated damn show. I haven't felt like that since watching Dragon Ball Z. Like, you know, Vegeta versus Goku. You know what I mean? I'm like, dog, like, how's Goku going to pull through with this? And
you didn't watch Bleach?
Luckily, Omni-Man stopped. I haven't seen all of Bleach. How long is Bleach?
Ugh.
I'm in the 1,000-year Blood War now. That's just fucking wild.
How many episodes is that? 78?
Well, 1,000 Year Blood War is a reboot. So
yeah.
But Bleach is long. But you don't need to. Honestly, you don't need to watch it after the Aizen arc because then they write themselves into a corner.
Yeah.
And they can't get out. They can't write themselves out. So it's like the show
I'm having fun with it. I don't know.
The show just falls apart after the Aizen arc. It really does. But Bleach, yes, 100%. It falls completely apart after the Aizen arc.
How?
Dude.
Well, I agree at the beginning because I was like, where the fuck are we going? But by the end of
because they wrote villains that are too strong for the characters.
That's what they do.
No. I'm talking about there's no way, no Bankai, no nothing, no character that exists on the good side that is able that can
match that guy's ability.
Villains. No, it's just not happening. Like ever. So
because he can.
So you know how they finish it up.
Yeah,
right?
I finished it. Yeah.
Okay, so like, did you think that made sense as to what came before it?
No, yeah, I guess it's right. Like, but then they moved past it, so we're done with it.
They moved past it, but it's kind of like
it happened. But it's like, okay, fine. That felt like a filler, you know, like that could have been a filler to get him back in the game.
They could have, right? But I'm gonna tell you this. I will fully admit it. Bleach was the fucking greatest, right? Bleach was a contender for, like, we're talking like it was always one of the top 3, right?
Yeah.
Like Bleach,
Naruto,
Bleach, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto. Those always kind of shared spots in the top 3, right?
One Piece.
Like, yeah, I don't really like One Piece. I don't care for it, but
I don't like the animation anyway. Yeah.
But it, undoubtedly it's one of the top 3. But like Bleach, it could have been the greatest. I'm talking like taking over Dragon Ball Z status, right? The writing on that show, the characters, everything was fan-fucking-tastic. Right up until after Aizen, dude. And then it falls off a cliff, bro. Like, it falls off a cliff hard.
That was the reboot.
Aizen? No, that wasn't the reboot.
No, after Aizen, that's the reboot.
No, that wasn't. No. There was another arc after Aizen.
That's what I'm talking about. Like the arc after Aizen with getting whatever the fuck his name is with the big cross sword.
Right. But the
that's
thing is,
the reboot.
After that's the reboot. Not that. That was the end of the original series.
But that's how he got his powers back, because he had nothing after that. After Aizen, he had nothing.
Right. So why did they need to do more? That's what I'm saying. Like, that wasn't the reboot, dude. That was the end of the original series, because the manga, they had caught up, and they had caught up with the manga, and they needed to do something, so they rebooted the series.
Mm-hmm.
After that arc, after Aizen wasn't the end. Even though it should have been the end. I agree. It should have been the end, but it wasn't.
See, I see, like, oh, okay, it should have been the end, and I agree with that, or it could have been the end. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, what was it? Fuck. It feels like when, I don't know. Anyway, it feels like the Aizen arc, like the whole thing ended with Aizen. And then after Aizen, it's like a Bleach 2, right? Like, whatever Aizen, and then after Aizen is Bleach 2, and then you go from there, and then he regains his abilities, they get some new shit, they figure some shit out, figure out his mama's drama, and then they go, and then you got these even more. Apparently, these weren't the only death guys; there are more death guys and shit.
So
like
it feels more like a season 2. If anything, but not a reboot, right? The reboot was like 1,000-Year Blood War. What the fuck was the other one that they had before 1,000-Year Blood War? Fuck.
I guess I'm good. All right, then what's a reboot? Because I'm thinking reboot as far as like reboot is like starting from square one and rebuilding out.
Or like requel, I guess you could say. It's continuing on. But like it's like, new animation and different paths. Mm-hmm. There are different things going on with characters and events now. They still
throwing Chad to the wind. I never appreciate that.
Always.
Like, he always gets more power, but it also never matters.
Right.
Let me look at how long Bleach is, man. I don't know where you guys watch your anime, but I go to, there's a site called
I watch a lot on Hulu.
Yeah,
Hulu has a lot of dubs.
A lot of it. Yeah.
There's a site called
I'm actually waiting for Dragon Ball Daima to have the dub come out so I can watch it with Miles, because that's a perfect show to watch with kids.
There's a site called
okay, maybe I should watch that with I'm so over Dragon Ball. Maybe I'll watch it with Talib.
Dragon Ball Daima is special, man. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good, yeah. And they changed the mythos a little bit, which is kind of cool. But yeah, Dragon Ball Daima is really good, man. It's like it's very kid friendly, but at the same time, it has the same charm as like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
It's really, really good. I really enjoy it.
Is that on Hulu or?
It is on Hulu. Yeah, but
okay.
the dub. I don't think the dub is on it yet, though. But it's on Netflix and Hulu.
Bro, I watch anime on WCO.TV. Watch cartoon online. I mean, this thing probably has thousands of animes, bro. Bleach, I see episode 343 on this. I'm scrolling down the list right now. 322.
That's it.
God damn, bro! I gotta watch all these episodes to watch Bleach.
You wanna go look at One Piece real quick?
Jeez.
Yeah, One Piece is. They need to condense that shit. I don't even know what to.
One Piece has like 1,200 episodes or something like that. It's ridiculous. That's why I can't really stand it, because I'm just like, no, there's no way.
What am I gonna do with
episode 1,136. Like, what am
I gonna do with that shit? If I was interested.
And why is it after so long they haven't fucking found the One Piece yet? It's not even about that anymore.
Damn.
Yeah, it is like.
So
yeah, I don't know what you guys watch anime, but if you want to,
At least Dragon Ball.
This shit has everything. English
Okay.
stuff.
Drop the link in the chat.
At least Dragon Ball. At least Dragon Ball. The Dragon Ball still play an important part. You know, like One Piece. It's like you're searching for this One Piece for all of 7 episodes, and then that's it. We just forget about it.
I haven't kept up with Naruto at all.
Naruto was great. Naruto was great. Naruto was great. Boruto, I heard, was not great.
I feel it. I started Boruto, and it just it took the whole. That was a reboot. God damn, we're starting all the way over again with Boruto this time.
With Boruto, yeah, but
it was just
like all the main characters from Naruto.
Yeah,
I might watch Bleach. One Piece, I think I might be. I can't watch 1,000 some episodes. Finish that shit over the span of a year or two. You know.
You gotta quit your job and move into the woods.
That's if you watch 3 episodes. You watch 3 episodes a day every single day for 3 years. No, sorry, 3 years. 1 year. 1 year. What am I saying? 3 years. For 1 year.
Yeah, that was crazy.
3 episodes a day every single day.
Can't even wash your ass. This is like too many goddamn episodes.
All right, boys. Yeah, man. I definitely dropped the link in there, man. So,
good luck,
check it out, man.
All right.
We didn't talk enough about Guy Gardner, but maybe next time.
Yeah, I liked him. I'd love to see a Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner. Come on, give it to me. And I don't think Hawk Girl had enough to do in this movie. You know.
I
also agree with that.
She was kind of a little bit in the background, but
she did drop what's his name?
The president of Moravia. Yeah.
Good things. It's good to do good things.
I thought her versus the engineer would have been a good fight. You know, maybe engineer versus Green Lantern, because their powers are a little bit similar. A little bit. You know, she can create constructs and he can. So, you know,
with her, when she did that weird, everybody knows when she did a weird ass backflip in the fucking cave and her head popped up out her ass.
Yeah,
that shit was wild. There was no reason that should have ever happened. That had no advantageous movement. She could have just turned around.
It looked clunky as hell.
It looked uncomfortable.
It's just like she looked like she really struggled with that, dude. It's like she was shitting her own head out of her ass.
Yeah, it's like, was that worth it? Was that involuntary? Was that an accident? Was that an accident? You just got to recover?
Yeah, was that an accident? Oh shit!
It's like you slip and your fucking head come out. Oh shit! Oh, okay.
She had to turn her head back around and shit. Like, damn. Fuck. Forgot all about that.
Oh. Like nobody said nothing. It was just like I know everybody at the end was like,
the fuck?
Yeah. Even the robots were like, do you need assistance?
All right. Time out. Anyway, all right, guys.
Been a good cast, man.
All right. Y'all be good.
Catch y'all next time.
All right.
Next time.
Easy.
All right. Peace.